dining room.
Hello.
We are joining our intrepid adventurers in the adventures of Loromir. I notice that I have quite a few people in chat already, so hello. Who we got hiding around here? We've got Stoneforge Misfits already in here, Twiz is here, Seekazilla, Krabby Patty, a name that I don't see very often, Father Jaredy. Thank you all. Tay, you're here. I much appreciate seeing you guys joining us, especially seeing as, yes, I said Twiz, you're here. I saw you. Don't worry. I saw you.
We'll always notice you, Twiz. Always.
It's okay. We recognize that you are present.
There is
And accounted for.
We do have something a little special going on today. If you decide to participate, we are trying to help out our local game shop.
Yes.
Any donations that are made today will be going toward them. Yes, the notification squad. Yes, you are.
Notification squad.
Woo!
We are doing a small fundraiser for Double Dane Games. It's nothing that we wanted to make too big. I did post something on Twitter, but whatever help we can give them. They are a local mom and pop shop.
Say that again.
I can't.
None.
They are definitely struggling right now as most of the bills come out of their own pocket currently. You guys are just all sorts of fired up today, chat.
What?
Our chat is on fire today. They are
The game hasn't even started yet.
they're just going. It's great. I hope that this kind of energy stays all night because it's going to make things rather amusing. I didn't ask for fire. I said you are on fire. There's a difference.
Oh, and
Hey! I have to resub tonight.
Oh, hold on 1 second here. I think, yes, I forgot to turn that on. So give me a second here.
Turn one on.
Oh, Depot?
Debot. I forgot to turn that on because I had to do some things.
Oh, so do I not have to resub?
Alright, there we
No,
go.
the sub's independent of Depot.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so those are back up. Oh great, I have to update Debot too.
Okay, are we live yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been live for a while.
Hi guys!
So yeah, if you want to try that again, Seekazilla, it is working now. Thank you.
Okay, I need my other dice too. It's a
I
bag
think somebody sounded.
Where?
behind you, right where the
Not mine.
box was.
It's not mine.
it's mine.
Again, where?
I was watching videos.
Please hold.
Okay, hang on, I'll find it.
And that fireball has been.
Oh no, it's right there.
Yeah, Debot comes in.
Thank you.
Fire.
Alright.
Hallelujah, it's
So I am not
Maybe.
going to roll that right
Krabby.
now, Twiz, because we have to get through the introduction real quick and make sure everybody remembers what happened last time we played. And
I
then,
got blown up because Twiz is a jerk.
and then we'll
Agreed.
do this.
Hey, be nice.
So, do you guys remember what was going on at the end of last Loromir?
I do.
I do.
Maybe.
Sort of.
You guys think I remember things?
So, you were hearing his inspiration for Mirren and his priestess?
No, I just love how that
Yeah,
devolved.
Armageddon!
Johnny, welcome.
Hi, John.
Stoneforge says it's quiet.
Alright,
He gives.
let's see.
Hang on, let's.
Yeah.
Except for Twiz says he hears you decently.
Well, we'll make a slight adjustment to the microphone.
This week on As the Loromir Turns. Yes!
Oh, Lord.
Oh, how the turntables.
It does seem actually a little bit quiet.
Well, and that might be because I forgot
I'm
to change.
Also on my phone
Something.
at the top. So got some. Do we need to know that?
Oh,
Don't forget to wash behind your ears.
there we go. That should change everything because I forgot
Oh,
to.
God, yeah. Yeah, that's better.
You're welcome.
What'd you do?
I
Change
forgot
the
to
mode.
change the mode on the microphone.
So
It
you
was-
didn't turn, so the cameras couldn't hear us.
The cameras,
the cameras
couldn't
couldn't hear me.
Ow.
They could hear you guys just fine.
Okay, is that better? Aw. Everybody's okay.
Oh,
With
thank
your
you.
Headphone users beware.
Yeah, headphone users beware. Ow.
Twiz with your
The
Ruby
cameras
Ducky.
can hear everyone.
Ruby Ducky.
With his Ruby Ducky, apparently.
A ruby ducky?
Ooh.
Because he put, I'm splish splashing taking a bath with my
My
Ruby Ducky.
Ruby Ducky. You should sell that.
All right. So now that everybody can hear the DM talking too, unfortunately,
All right, start it over.
yep,
Bath
starting all of this
toys.
over again. Where were you guys left off?
So,
No, I did not give inspiration to the priestess and her would-be deity.
A weird voice came from Karana that said, "A doorway is hidden in the sand. The path is
Yeah.
through the sand. The direction is any way from any way through the desert." And then we help out a guy who was selling potions, and he sold us a potion of hill giant strength. I put that in the bag of holding.
No touchy.
Vistra built me the trinket that I asked for. We will rest over the next few days before we head out. So I went and helped Quirt at various times. And then at that last moment, a weird fireball came and destroyed the thing I just paid for.
That's right.
And also Ilfikir.
Oh yeah.
My Forge! Oh crap, there's Elfcure.
I helped the little
Now,
kids.
mind you, he doesn't even care about the kids that got blown up.
I was
either.
saying the innocent children.
That's right. I am the queen.
My brand new forge, Ilfikir. No, I'm just kidding.
Everything else.
You don't deserve me either. Gods.
DM camera.
Woohoo,
The one,
thank you.
oh wait, never mind. It's not blurry anymore.
It'll do that every once in a
Yay,
while.
my sub streak is still on. Holy crap. Yeah, it is.
Subs.
So
11
sorry.
months, holy moly.
Wait, where's my? Why can't I put in a sub?
No
message?
subs for you, Twisted.
Why can't I put in a sub message? Didn't give me a sub message. I'm sad.
Wait, Stone. Oh, good grief.
All right.
Everybody, I am not awake. Hi, Stoneforge.
Well, we'll see if you blew anything up at all.
And
Maybe you don't blow anything up. Except your Ruby Ducky.
everybody had gathered around the
Ruby-ducky.
forge because they saw the smoke and whatnot.
We need to get him a bath doesn't.
And
A
while they,
baptism.
wow, Twiz almost blew you guys up a second time.
But almost is the word I'm looking for. so-
Almost is the word you're looking for. I just barely missed the 20 Twiz. You did not blow them up 2 times in a row.
Thank goodness.
I am healed back thanks to Karana
Yep.
and everyone else, but I'm shaken and I have new robes and I got them embroidered with the symbol of Mirren, who doesn't give a crap about
That's
this
not
Christmas.
true.
And then,
I didn't know you were there. The only
And
thing
then
I saw was.
right after getting those new robes, then you get blown up.
But
He said they were okay. I asked.
I was gonna say you told us the robes were fine.
Yes.
Woo! Yay, Vistra.
I are the subs.
Rage quit. Anything or anyone but my Ruby Ducky. It's okay, I share well. Your Ruby Ducky will be safe as long as you do what I say.
That's not sharing. That's terrorism. Blackmail.
I'm the queen. There's no such thing as blackmail.
Oh boy.
The,
So I'm confused
No, that's
on
just royal
time
privilege.
because we started last Saturday on Jessen 9th, and then we say a couple days passed.
It should be just in
The 12th?
12th.
Are we starting today on the 12th?
you guys had to ask to backtrack it a little bit.
Okay.
So we're finishing up
Wait.
the night.
Huh? I
Can't argue that technically.
What?
Because I put mwahahaha, I are the subs. And Twisted said
Thank
if
you,
you are all
daughter.
subs, that makes me the Dom.
That word, I do not think it means what you think it means at this table.
So are we
With
starting
us?
today on Jessen 9th again?
No.
Okay.
We are on the 10th
Okay.
because you guys had asked to do a few other things.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Krabby, I was healed thanks to Corona.
All right.
Corona?
That's what Krabby said.
instead of Corona.
Anything else? All right. So
On my Corona.
you guys finish up
Toot, toot, toot.
with your evening.
Have taken out my virus.
You recover from the explosion at the forge. You guys have made your way back to the Boar's Head. And morning rolls around.
Of the 10th?
The 10th.
Thank you.
The first thing that all of you notice is that there is again a rain this day.
Are we getting an arraignment? Wow.
Wow, no.
I tried.
We're not getting another ring
You
with me.
tried.
I tried, but I failed.
That was bad.
Holy smokes.
Ouch.
Your
Krabby just
pun-
rolled for my speech.
Your pun just failed.
Yeah.
I'm all punned out after last week. I'm sorry. I thought I was bad with puns. I have to almost admit, not defeat, but
Hey,
someone else
Hello.
is as decent
Hello, Babatik.
with puns as I am.
Bless the rains down, Loromir.
So yes, it is raining
So there's no
outside.
vampires in Africa.
It is gray and overcast. You guys are feeling the chill
Oh god.
of the weather starting to creep in as fall is definitely. Alright, so Loxy, you have a 2 on your next roll.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Tay gave you 2.
What?
Sticky
Mirren
notes.
has a 15.
Yes!
No,
No, that was twisted. Damn it.
So we have to wait.
It's okay, Tay. I'll make it work.
Okay.
I gave you
fair.
11. That's not bad.
That's average.
Yeah, a little better.
Okay, so you guys have.
Wait, Krabby's handing out punishments now?
Apparently.
Bring
that
it.
pun was so bad.
Bring it.
That pun was bad, so he's handing out punishments.
Anyway. So, Jess in 10th.
This pun failure, I punish Mirren.
The weather is slowly changing.
I'm just gonna pout.
You guys have subconsciously realized it, but now that the rains are starting to come around, you realize fall is definitely here. These rains usually happen before the snowfall, and everything starts to.
Oh no.
Having trouble.
Did you forget how to work?
Throw a sticky note away.
Oh my gosh.
Twiz.
The gift of gab.
It's so
Did you
old.
know that if you give Lexi Loromir to anyone, you're giving them the gift of gab?
Here.
We'll see.
It's a letter of the law.
There's. As you wake up this next morning, you also notice that, without realizing it, the leaves have started to change color, and it is definitely starting to show that the season is changing on you. There's Navarra wakes up in her bed, relieved that her leg is now. Her leg
Well,
is
time for
now
the other one.
healed. At this point in time, I believe both of you are without exhaustion.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, we'll say that.
No, because I had 1 point left.
Wait, did I miss the fundraiser information? Stoneforge? No.
We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, I made a brief introduction at the beginning.
Well,
Okay,
the mic
I
was
think
muted.
we should do it again because people are.
Okay, so
Because I wasn't here for that either.
Yeah, we were up ordering food for you guys.
sorry.
For you guys.
Minor intermission here as I re-explain this, probably because the microphone wasn't working so well the first time. We are doing a minor little fundraiser to help our local gaming shop, Double Dang Games. They are a mom and pop shop. Many of their bills come out of their pocket when they are short for a month. With everything going the way it is, and the fact that they will potentially have to shut down very shortly here, we're asking if people might want to donate a very small amount, and everything that we earn by the end of this stream will go toward them and their bills. If you're feeling like you want to help out, thank you. If it's not something that interests you, thank you for being here and watching.
I am a gracious.
Where's the donate button?
The donate button.
Oh wait.
Hold on, I'm looking for it too.
Hold on. There we go. Never mind.
Wait, did you find it?
Twiz got it. Twiz did it.
I don't. Hang on.
Do we want to announce a special prize maybe, or no? We're not going to do that one? The one we talked about before we started.
If you want to announce it,
No, I won't. I'll wait.
Do I even want to know?
You were.
Yes, you do.
Tay,
Wait,
weren't you,
what?
Tay,
Oh,
you said
there we go.
Weren't you here for that? I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you were in
cool.
here for that.
Blank 404 screen.
So it will show up in chat as the announcement that just recently came by saying
found the
thank you
letter.
for your support. You can toss a tip
But
to
wait.
us. I will
It's a
make
note.
another announcement to roll around here too.
Oh yeah.
Yes!
What?
There's not a lot I can do about that, Tay. I unfortunately don't control him, as he does not acknowledge me as his reigning sovereign. He will adjust his viewpoint shortly. But no one's getting executed today. As long as they behave, I think.
Roll out the guillotine. Guillotine.
Guillotine.
Guillotine. Alright.
Quasadilla. It's just as bad.
Massachusetts. Or no.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, you say it wrong.
No, she says it wrong.
She says it Massachusetts.
She says it wrong.
She says quite a few things wrong.
Toss a coin
We
to
love
your
her.
streamer or fireballs at Blondie. Oh, jeez. I love you guys. You make me happy. I have time magic now. Maybe if someone was nicer to a pyromaniac. Krabby, I have been nothing but gracious to you. And also love
Are you
fire.
pleading with a terrorist?
We
No,
love,
I'm conspiring with one attention.
we love our
There you go.
terrorists.
I got a new announcement that goes on. Yeah, that'll work, except for I'd go with pointier on the ears.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Thank you. Show Myrna.
Mern?
Show Mern.
Show Mern.
Show Mern.
Alright. Jessen 10th rolls
There
around.
would be
The sky
more.
you're halfway between.
Yes, but he kind of has a piggy nose.
Thank you
Yeah.
very
No, it's not! It's a little bit of a piggy nose. No, it's not!
Thank you
The
very
piggy
much
nose
for the
is
donation.
round. He has more of a kitty cat nose at this point.
It looks a little.
It's not a wolf nose.
It
No,
looks-
it's not, because it's halfway between normal nose and
It looks like a piggy cat. Piggy cat nose.
Alright. Jessen
Is it
10th
piggy
rolls
cat?
around.
A piggy cat nose.
The sky is gray. It is raining. You guys have recovered from the forge exploding, and you had a very long discussion about what it is potentially that you're doing next. As you wake up in your beds, the new morning has arrived. What do you do?
Let's just retire. I'm done with adventuring. Let's just sit here and retire.
No.
No, we have to go get your claw, or otherwise we can go after that flute. But apparently we're supposed to go after the claw, but our note to go after the claw wasn't meant to influence us from not going after the flute. So I say we just roll randomly and choose from that to mess with the DM.
What does that solve?
Absolutely nothing.
No.
So what does that make us?
Absolutely
nothing.
Well, I'm biased, but I say we go for the claw.
I say we go for the claw as well.
Let's go for the claw.
Yay!
Okay.
Might as well.
Karana said with no 0% interest. Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
I
since it's a
believe-
new day, seeing as my own goals are literally basically across the ocean at this point,
Since
I
it's a
will
new
do whatever.
day, I would like to
My job here
go
is to
awaken my
protect you
pony.
guys.
Or no, I didn't do that yet. I'm gonna awaken my pony.
Okay.
That's right.
I may be able to find parts of the sword
That's
when,
right.
when we look for the claw.
You have
Wasn't
your
there-
shot.
Nice.
Wasn't there a shared goal, like going after the claw will be next to somebody else's thing?
It would be.
No, we fight a dragon flute there or something like that. I
We're
remember
guessing that that's where we're gonna find Ari
that's
as
so
well.
much. Over there by the cleft.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I know there was a shared goal, like we can get two things done if we go that way.
Did it work?
I believe finding Ari was the
The secondary.
yeah.
That's right. I told my orc.
It worked.
Woo!
Woo! 420.
Really?
Blaze it.
And it's kind of funny because
It was one of the
dragon
options.
turns green.
It is. Isn't it great?
That's
I had fun with that animation.
Ba-da-da.
I don't even know. Leave me alone.
Holy water. Blah, blah, blah.
Stoneforge. I don't think PayPal.
It
Had
gave
a
me the
fee.
option.
I don't think PayPal had a fee because that's what I did.
PayPal should not have a fee.
For that, I don't think.
Should not.
But I think if you want to avoid a fee on PayPal, you have to have your
It just bothers me that the $sign's in the wrong spot.
you have to have your account directly linked. Your bank account directly linked. You
Where's-
can't have it
It's not
like
tiny
to
sound.
a-
Where is there
yeah.
a $sign in the wrong spot?
It's in the back.
In the stream elements,
For
it
what?
says $420 sign. It's supposed to be $sign money.
Whatever.
How
You've
rich-
never worked in a financial institution, good sir.
Don't you remember
No.
when we were calling the church?
Oh yeah, that. what's
No, there will be no beard shavings.
Okay,
Oh,
there you go.
okay, our food's on the way.
If we raise double our donation amount, I'll shave completely.
Wait, when you say shave completely,
Do you mean hair and beard?
No, I will not shave my ponytail.
okay, then
Okay.
you need to be more clear.
I
Yeah,
will
that's
shave
not
my
completely-
entire
I just
face
felt
off.
like panic.
You'll shave your face
I
off!
will shave my face off. I will
Is
post
this Nicolas
photos.
Cage face off?
Wait.
Face
Just
slash
facial
off?
hair?
Just facial hair.
I'm not donating.
You just did.
Hair, beard, and eyebrows.
I'll pull a Pink Floyd.
That link.
Okay, so what are you guys doing in this fine gray morning rain?
Caden, you gotta keep an eye out for delivery. In like
Ah!
What?
Ow!
Oh! What the heck?
That
Wait.
was never announced.
No!
That
No!
was
We
never
did.
We talked about it before streaming. I never said it. No!
Toddler Mirren!
Toddler Mirren! Toddler Mirren! Toddler Mirren!
Okay, fine! Jeez!
Yes!
Oh, no.
No!
Yes!
Oh, great! No way, because I have to be the babysitter!
Yes!
Yes!
There is an upside and downside to everything. Congratulations, you now have to take care of Toddler Mirren.
But not 4 hours. I'm not doing 4 hours.
Yeah. Well, you see, there was a magic effect some time back that turned Mirren into a toddler, like mentally a toddler, for the remainder of stream. Not 9-year-old, a toddler.
No, I did maybe for the whole stream. Maybe for like
For
For a
hours.
couple
An hour.
hours. I did pick on Thaco. He doesn't think it's funny.
So, you said that if somebody did,
No,
I said it for Krabby.
you said if somebody.
And I didn't say it on stream either.
No, you didn't.
I heard it. I heard it.
Before stream,
it was never announced.
not
until
on
the
stream.
first.
I said about the other thing, and then Joe said it's up to you.
I gave him the option to make that offer.
Okay, hold on. How can we make this sweeter? I'll see your toddler, Mirren, and I will raise you. I will be completely mute for the whole session.
That,
No.
That might work for Amory.
I'm not cutting my hair. I mean, I would cut my hair, but I'm not cutting my hair below, like,
Alright,
chin
so
level.
morning has rolled around. You guys have woken up. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go check on the boys that got blown up and tell them that Lord Mirren wishes him a speedy recovery, and I will be offering prayers for their good fortune in the time to come.
Alright, so you're going to head to the southern side of Talmond? Are you going to announce your intents to anyone else?
Twisted, don't be a jerk.
Are you going to announce your intents to anyone else?
Yes, I'm going to go knock on the door of Lord Mirren and tell him, because as a good deity, he should go too, since it was his forge they were harmed at.
Yeah, let's go.
As you knock on the door, you hear in a very sheepish voice, I don't want it.
No, I refuse.
I'm kidding. I was doing that for your reaction. Just doing it for your reaction.
Do you want a D that crumbles this early?
This easily.
Funny. Alright, so you hear a knock on your door.
This message
Okay.
brought to you by Loxy for Queendom 2020.
Yes!
I was talking about the deity that
You've leveraged my character goal into like a personal goal.
And
You're gonna need all the help you can get, kid.
you're gonna go
You
farm.
make it sound like I'm against the idea.
No, I just know that you're more enthused when your players are enthused. Besides, I will offer anything.
So those two are heading to the southern side of Talmond to look in on the 2 children that got hurt.
Oh, you're going with?
Yeah, she opened my door, and I didn't get a chance to respond in character, but yes.
Okay.
You actually had mentioned you agreed. What about the other 3 of you?
Yeah, Twisted. Anything.
I would like to double check and make sure that my little pouch of preparations for my small awakened plant friend, who may or may not freeze unless I am careful, is sufficient to protect him.
Okay, so you're going to work on making sure that pouch is proper.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go bond with my pony.
You are going
I
to go
should
bond
probably
with your
make that.
pony. Naivara?
Oh, jeez.
I'm
life-size
going
nude.
to go.
It won't let me log in.
Naivara, as you
Maybe
make
a
your
lot
way
of yarn.
downstairs,
Yeah.
there is a small package on the table that has your name scrawled in it with really, really bad penmanship.
Oh no.
Did anybody actually say thank you, John?
Thank you, John!
Yeah, thank you,
Yes!
John. I was like, wait, I'm playing that back. We
You
screamed
have
for
a
about
10 for your next.
5 minutes, but nobody said
All
thank
that
you, John.
screaming was thank you from the bottom of our twisted little hearts.
So, thanks,
Can
kid.
someone else grab the door so I can grab the check, please?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
The what? No, what?
Sorry, food's here.
I am confused.
I'm going to. So it's on the table.
It's on one of the tables in there, in the dining area.
Is Tiny still?
Tiny's milling about.
Tiny, do you know who dropped this off?
Where did my
I'm
jacket
gonna-
end up? 'Cause
So
it
I
was
know
stuck-
you
yeah,
put
it
it
was
in there.
here. And I got
I'm going to carefully go over to it and just kind of look at it, see if it's hinky at all.
It's about that long, about that wide, and it's covered in this really plain brown paper. And in really poor penmanship, you see Naivara is scrawled across it.
Do I
Not as
recognize?
Keep going.
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Oh, you went dangerous territory?
I'm gonna take out one of my regular daggers and just kind of.
As you start to peel it open like that,
You had control of it.
thank you for the resub football chick.
Woo!
Thank you.
As you peel it open with your dagger,
Oh, great.
you see, and another, wow.
5 for me.
As you do that, when you fold over the one half of paper, you see what looks like really thin wood. For lack of better terms, it looks like particle board. And it's about that thick inside the package. About 1/4 of an inch thick. And as you do this, like I said, you peel it open like this and you see what looks like particle board and a little bit of cloth that's wrapped around and glued on the edge of it.
I'm gonna put on a pair of leather gloves that I've had and I usually use. I'm gonna carefully open it. Like I'm basically gonna do this,
Okay.
leaning back, because I have
As
no
you
idea what
do,
this is.
as you do, you see a piece of wood, and around the entire border is this white cloth that looks like it's glued around the edges and wraps underneath, and it's just this piece of particle board. And you see a piece of thin metal wire stretching on one side.
Mm-hmm.
The short the width of it, you see it's thin wire that's stretched across.
Magical concoction.
Looks like it's
So it's a health
screwed
potion.
No, it's a
into
potion of confidence.
particle board.
Like a
I need
handle.
that. I know.
It's really thin wire, a little bit thicker than fishing twine, but it's made out of metal.
I'm gonna kind of just.
As you turn it over, you see in the most childish fashion possible a portrait drawn in waxed colors, and underneath it, scrawled in the same script, Nivara. And it takes you a moment to remember that it's one of the kids that you were helping when you were back in the nursery while you were in the art room.
Yeah, because I was helping
It's
some of the
a
kids
lot.
in the art
Yep.
class.
Yep,
Peach,
and now you have
kiwi, sour
one of their
apple.
pieces. They did a really,
Trying to knock
they
yourself
tried
out.
to do a portrait, and
Yes.
it looks,
Can I
it
try?
looks like it was made by a very young child.
Does it have any other name? It doesn't
Nope.
have any signature or anything.
Just says Nivara and you, and
Aww. Like a charm and go. I'm gonna go hang it up on my wall.
Oh, hey, Nina
Thank
just donated.
you very much
Thank
for
you,
the
Nina.
donation.
Yay!
Wow, thank you.
So we hit the goal.
You
Yeah.
did hit the goal.
Okay.
I
Didn't
just,
expect that.
I'm
my
gonna go
Gab star
upstairs.
said we'd be okay.
I'm gonna go upstairs
Everyone
and
discounts
hang
the
up.
Gab star.
You now know what
That's
the
not
little
true.
metal wire is, don't you?
Yeah, because all of a sudden I'm like, what is this? Because
Yeah,
my
that
brain
is
goes,
dangerous.
oh god, what is this?
Yep.
You're gonna be.
I don't,
Like a Jolly
I don't
Rancher.
recognize this
Yeah.
handwriting. What is it? So yeah, I'm gonna go hang it up in my room.
A box.
As you do
I'm gonna
that,
get it for
I'm
you.
gonna show Tiny first. I'll be like,
Okay.
Tiny, look!
Karana,
I just want to see.
Karana,
Yes?
as you're walking down the stairs to head out, to go play around with your stuff, or as you're in your room, Nivara walks by your room and shows off the newest
Picture from
acquisition.
Kids, when we were in the nursery, I went into the art class and was helping some kids out.
That's adorable. Hawkadid and I scared the ever-living fluff out of some children as a training exercise for
Damn, I'm up
Mirren.
there.
I had heard about
Nope,
that.
you and Ilfikir have taken off to go help down south.
That's adorable. I'm gonna go upstairs and hang on my wall. So I'm gonna go upstairs.
I'm right after.
What are
I'm okay.
It's a health potion.
It's no, that is not a health.
That looks like mana.
That's
It
a
tastes-
mana potion.
Actually,
It's
no.
a mana
It
potion.
looks a little more like stamina, because it's a little more turquoise green.
This is you could go that route, but technically blue has always been mana.
It's turquoise.
It tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
All right.
Not sponsored.
And it tastes like a hard fruit flavor.
Hard fruit suck.
A hard
Would you like a fruit salad?
About that, Vistra,
Yeah.
you go outside shortly behind Mirren and Ilfikir into the drizzle that is out there, and it's a cold drizzle. For those of you who are interested in that, it's about 30 degrees outside. It is a cold drizzle. You know that it's very possible that snow could start falling.
I wrap
are
my
those,
cloak
are
a
those
little bit.
warm enough for you? The
Well, I got wool, so
They should
Yes.
be pretty warm.
okay.
What kind of pony do I have?
I don't know what kind of pony do you have.
It's yours and it's little.
You have a Shetland pony.
It's
I have a Shetland pony.
it's your tiny pony.
your tiny pony, prancing around while its friends are dead.
Yeah. Do you remember the dream that I had when I was like 4?
Yes.
About those things?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It is not your tiny pony. No, when I was like 4, I distinctly remember this. I had a dream that I was in now mind you, I was 4. I was in this fairy tale wonderland with the rainbow slides and everything. And there was one of these characters. Now mind you, this was, before they got creepy with the Equestria girls or whatever, but
Just continue.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't need to-
move along.
yeah, there was one of these characters there. And we were, having the time of our lives. And then everything got dark and stormy. And I turned to my friend, and they had a knife and tried to kill me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Was not that friend this time.
Thank you, Sam Manikit, for the host.
Hey,
Thank you,
Santa
Santa
And it's not my fault that I had mean older brothers that liked to tell me that the things that I liked that annoyed them would kill me. Like Barney.
So,
Aw.
we'll say that you definitely
That's
have...
why I didn't like Barney after that.
Binary.
You have a smaller horse. I wouldn't say Shetland because those are actually a little bit too small in comparison to the rest.
Yeah.
But I say something along the lines of a quarter horse.
Quarter horse is enough.
So
Okay.
get a quarter staff for your quarter horse.
Is this now the main event? I don't want to be saddled with your puns.
Your voice is getting a little hoarse.
Put a bit in it.
Stop being so negative.
We're bridling the DM.
Hey!
He'll whip us into shape.
Okay. I like that one.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Just a sheepish look. Hey!
So
It's
as
for
you-
horses.
First stage of horse.
What are you looking for, Vistra?
The name for my pony.
Okay.
Get 50 Shades of Hay about their unbridled passions.
Oh,
Stop
my
it.
pony's name is Bill.
Bill?
Yes.
What?
Bill the pony.
Why
Yes.
Bill the pony?
Because that was Bilbo's pony's name.
Was Bill.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a dumb name for a pony.
Just call it Epona or something like that.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Actually,
did this!
no. He's all black, and his name is Arbiter.
Okay, I'm down with that.
He is an all black pony named Arbiter.
Isn't that technically pronounced Arbiter?
No.
No.
Arbiter.
It depends on where you
Then I
decide to
heard
put
it
the
wrong.
emphasis.
Did we put the emphasis on the wrong
Yes.
syllable?
So,
No, not from Halo. But
you
yes.
make your way down to see Arbiter. And as you enter the stable, you notice that
Should have named him
So
Great Stone Pony! I
Tonight is gonna go nowhere.
Stony the pony.
Stony! I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
I don't think you're sorry.
I'm not.
Oh no. Yes, I just spoke up.
Did I mention I'm the Great Stone Pony? It was right there. You missed me while I was gone. Just remember that.
so you make your way down to the stable
He didn't.
where Arbiter is, and you notice that most of the horses are just milling about. And Arbiter, as soon as you walk in, ear quirks, and then the head pops up and looks at you, and you see as Arbiter is just munching on some hay.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way over and you take the time to cast Awaken
The 8 hours.
on your horse.
Yep.
Hilfikir and Mirren,
Us.
you two
Ooh,
make
nice
your way
You said that.
to the southern side of town. Are you taking horses or are you walking?
It's nice out.
It's raining
It's raining.
and it's cold.
Alright, let's go!
But I'm comfortable.
So we really need to talk about where we're going from here and your path to deityhood. Because I do have to give reports to Mondrian and Horwyn. The Elven cities. I said that right? Horwyn and Mondrian?
Yes.
Yes, it's just when you said it initially.
You kind of just like stumbled together. You're like,
Morwall.
All murderous.
Like Murray.
We'll fix that. Hold on.
Burr.
That's not fixing it.
Not fixing it.
That's unfixing it.
That's gotta be.
So, but we do need to discuss. So what is your... What did you do to them?
I I said that was unfixing it.
I looked away for 1 minute.
I didn't.
Oh no, it's only your fault. You suck.
All I did was say unfixed.
Hey.
I wish to learn how to crochet or knit tiny sweaters for my plant friend.
Not gonna work. It does not have discernible arms or torso. It is a plant.
Then how did it pull itself out of the pot and walk around?
Again, it doesn't have discernible arms or legs.
Fine, it will be a
branches
noodle. It will be a noodle.
Did you put something in here?
Like,
Yes.
like
Oh, yeah, you did.
snake sweaters.
Here, we'll hold a lighter up and see if
That's
we can
okay.
pass the breathing
I will
test.
give that
Part of it is it's
It did. I
It's
mean,
cherry coke. That's
imagine
cherry
trying
coke.
to knit a sweater for the tree druid, for the corner druid.
Done.
You could do it. You could do it for the.
Only on a scale of about that.
Okay. Really irritated.
Then no.
Ear.
I'll just make sure his thing is very well insulated. Knitted a blanket.
A blanket?
You already rejected that though.
What do you mean you rejected? Huh?
I didn't so
There's the
much,
pattern.
I didn't so much reject it as explain how difficult it would be.
No,
So you
no,
asked
not
him a
you. The
question.
plant, not you. DM. The plant itself already rejected the blanket.
I was trying to talk to Lord Mirren about what our plan is in going from here. Like, what is your code, your scruples? If I'm going to be preaching about Mirren, I need to know what to preach about other than he has a fluffy tail, pet it.
That's a good question, huh?
Have you put any thought into this whatsoever?
Like 1%?
So maybe I should be the deity and you should be the priest.
Fine.
That is the standard
Oh!
name for his horse. Why what?
I could convince Ori to let me have his baby, and we could raise it
I
to
heard
be the
Ori.
ultimate...
Not Ari.
No, she's dead.
I heard Ori.
The ultimate deity of wolf, dragon, orc, elf thing, and this could be amazing. We could save all of Loromir.
Okay. Somebody want to grab the glass from me?
I'm working on it.
Welcome back, Twiz. You didn't miss anything. We
Yeah,
promise.
you really didn't.
That's because we haven't gotten
Well, she's awakening a horse.
Yes, I'm awakening
Apparently,
my
I'm the one who should be the goddess. Just kidding.
No.
And
I already have a title and lands. I think I am the furthest along this path.
Do you really want to go down this path?
You guys aren't even next to each other at the moment to have this conversation.
so just be thinking about that and what... I mean, I already have your symbol.
I said that was very nice.
Why don't we
like
just
it.
become the new pantheon for Loromir? We'll just all become the new pantheon.
I don't want this responsibility. I can't even handle a baby plant.
Wait, what?
Children don't like me. I will have no one love me. This will not work.
New goal for Loromir.
New pantheon?
It was my goal.
That was really odd to just watch
Which
you go
is
from
funny.
like high five to this.
Because I had that as a goal for Ilfakir before she joined the party, and I actually talked to Thaco about it. And then I realized you were better suited for it, and she became a priestess. I'll touch what I want to be a priestess.
I know, but I needed to write.
Oh, go ahead then. Yes, hold on. I must feed my children.
So you guys make your way across town, and with a little bit of inquiry, you find your way to the first of the two kids' houses.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
The kids on their own houses?
Oh, way too many capital letters.
Did Twiz stand again?
No.
No.
I love that that's your assumption.
That's because he's the one who had it happen.
Multiple times.
And
I don't
as
know.
you knock on the door, you are greeted by a young lady But she seems quite disturbed at the moment.
Probably because of the way I look?
No. Her hair is disheveled, her clothing is a little bit a-kilter, and she looks at you. Yes, how can I help you?
It's not about you helping me. What's going on with you?
Oh, I'm cleaning, and Lord, getting in between some of those cracks is a pain. Normally I'm out working in the fields, but with this rain, I decided to clean on the house first.
Well, the rain, it's just a little light drizzle. It's a little cold, but I mean...
Yes, but it gives me a good excuse to clean the house, as I haven't gotten to it in a while. But again, why are... what?
Well, I wanted to just see how your child was doing. It was apparent that he was at the forge when it blew up.
Fortunately, he seems to be doing just fine. Some minor burns, a few bruises, but he's already talking about how he can help put it back together.
Well, tell him Nirin came by, because if he's at the forge, he should know who I am. And I hope he recovers quickly. Tell him to...
He's a young boy. He'll bounce back from this quite well.
Tell him that I said to focus on healing before he goes back.
Hey, Grouch Couch.
What is up, Grouch Couch?
Hey, Grouch Couch.
I will most definitely pass that along to him. He's currently resting. As I told him, he's not allowed to get out of bed yet.
Okay. Ilfikir, do you want to do anything while we're here?
I'm just here to accompany you.
I hope we give you some inspiration.
Grouch Couch, Viva la Dungeon!
Nope, that's
Oh my
Liching
god,
War.
again.
What do you mean again?
That's Liching War.
Doesn't matter.
Are you okay?
Yes, I wasn't expecting a tinier cup to fall out of the other cup like a nesting doll. I did that!
All I hear is from the kitchen.
Joe, we love you. I hope you know that.
So are you going to say anything to the woman who looks all disheveled and her son was hurt by the forge when it exploded around you?
And I already said that...
Yeah, I heard.
Okay.
Is there anything that we can help you with before we leave? Do you need any firewood chopped or something hauled? Or?
Oh no, my husband is pretty good at keeping the house well stocked and my other boy is out with him right now. We'll be just fine. I much appreciate the offer.
Alright, well blessings of Mirren upon you and your household.
Thank you.
I nod and look the other way.
And you find, after she closes the door, about 15 minutes later, you make your way to the other boy's house. Thank you for the sub.
Thank you.
Yay! Thank you, Grouch Couch!
As you knock on the door, there is no answer. However, it takes you a minute and you can hear the sound of very angry howl coming from the back of the house.
You go left, I'll go right. Wait, no, I'll go left. Left is never always right. Split, and
Left
I'll
is
go to the
always
left.
never...
It's never always.
You knew what I meant. I'll go left, and I'll say near and right, and we'll go around the back of the house to check for the angry birds.
Not a sponsor.
What?
Angry Birds.
Oh God! That is not what I heard.
Yes, we will circle around the back side of the house.
Alright, as you make your way around the back side of the house, you see a young man with bandages on him.
There's no need to feel down.
Whose head is buried in a chicken coop.
Get yourself off the ground.
Please don't. I don't want to be at work right now. Just stop.
Thank you very much for the donation.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
Anonymous.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Holy crap!
Okay, whoever Anon is,
Thank you.
Thank
you
so
very much.
Very much.
Our local game store will be very, very happy to
Yeah.
hear.
yeah, our local
So-
game store, that pretty much paid their entire rent for a month. That
Like-
that right there, yes, thank
It's a
you.
cumulative effort.
The entire stream.
Everything we've gotten tonight so
Well,
far.
Yeah.
what we've gotten tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
The entire stream pretty much just paid for an entire month's rent for the local gaming store. So thank you.
So for
very
anyone
much.
who opted in, any donations we get tonight are going directly to our local game store, as they are a small mom and pop shop, and we love them dearly, and they keep us supplied with fun gaming stuff to help make
That
this easier.
benefit you guys.
Yeah.
They keep us pretty clicky.
So this will help them out during the craziness that's going on in the world right now.
And Krabby's Demon Daddy.
And Krabby's Demon Daddy.
Wait, what?
Krabby's Demon Daddy. We got that from the shop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
it
two-
took me.
the two Valentine's Day giveaways we did just recently.
Yeah.
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 We got them from Doubleday, and now we're giving them some love in return.
We love you too, Grouch Couch.
All loves. All right.
Twiz, what have you missed?
my.
I don't think you missed anything. I think you're fully aware of what's going on.
Game is updating.
So
Yeah, this game is updating too.
you see that this young man has his head buried in a chicken coop, and there is a whole bunch of noise coming from inside the chicken coop.
If they're cuckoos.
Don't do it.
Excuse me, do you need some help?
Sunk. Ow!
Oh, here, and I'm gonna go towards the coop.
There's a fence between you and the coop.
Then I'll climb the fence.
He backs out, looks around. Oh, no, I'm just doing my chores. And you can see that he's got one of his arms up in the
Why
sling.
don't you let me help?
It's my chore.
I'm
What
here
kind of
on
kid is
behalf
going to
of-
say, yeah, here?
Apparently, Loromir is. I'm here with Lord Mirren to see how you are after yesterday's explosion.
Oh, I'm fine.
Your arm says otherwise.
It'll heal. I've got works to do.
Well, why don't we help out and you rest?
I can't rest
Why?
because I'm the only one here to do the chores.
Why don't
Do you
we
live by
help
yourself?
out?
Yes?
You help
have
him
no,
out here all clean inside?
you have no parents?
No?
You
I am gonna go inside and start cleaning.
Where are you going, ma'am?
Inside to clean.
Do you always just barge into people's houses without permission?
I have permission from Lord Mirren.
That's not his house.
I didn't give you permission to go into his house.
How old is this kid? Can we get an age definition? That'd be helpful.
He's about 18, 19. He's right about
Okay,
the
that's
same
not-
age.
Okay, so young
Never
adult.
mind.
That's a young adult!
Just
My life.
never mind. I just stand there and watch the dumbass in the chicken coop. That's apparently fine.
Okay.
Ouch.
Elfakir.
Ooh, thank you, Swizz, for the sub.
Yay, resub.
Hey, resub. Yes.
I have a couple of questions for you that I cannot believe I did not think to ask you sooner, seeing as you regularly playing shift.
Yeah.
Can you meet me back at the Boar's Head? I want to go over some maps.
Yes, absolutely. Mirren, Corona needs me back at the Boar's Head. Will you be quite alright?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay. This is all you anyway. I'm gonna go back to start heading back to the Boar's Head.
Okay. So I'm going to wait for everybody to finish dishing up.
What would you like?
Nothing.
You don't want anything right now?
Really hard to talk and eat at the same time.
I was just trying to be polite.
Do I
Ow.
Are you quite alright?
Yes. Not right now.
So, we'll get back to Mirren in a bit here. About a half an hour later, Ilfakir arrives back at the Boar's Head.
In that interim time, I would have asked to borrow some of Naivara's maps and have them all spread out on a table downstairs. And I'm like,
Well, you'd have to actually get the maps from Naivara. So how about you ask her?
Naivara!
She's in the room next door to you hanging a picture.
Oh, I was downstairs. Okay. No.
Or whatever.
Hey, Naivara.
Yeah.
Can I borrow your maps?
Why?
Because I want to talk to Elfocare about potentially figuring out some way to use magic to get over to the other continent instead of having to go by boat. Because if an entire elven city can plane shift every 6 months, surely they might know some way that would work, even if it's only one way, to do it without having to set up a portal.
Okay. Yeah, I'll bring them down.
Hello, Jadid.
I'm gonna take them out and go
That's
downstairs.
30-inch Hawaiian pizza. I hope you didn't eat it all by yourself. That's a lot of pizza.
That is a lot of pizza. I'm going to bring maps down and spread them out.
Okay. So yes, about a half an hour passes, and Ilfakir, you arrive back at the Boar's Head.
Hey, Jaden.
Yes, so there's maps everywhere. There's one of those tiny walker things that I have no clue how to use.
Wait, walker thing? You
Oh,
mean
God. I said
A
the
compass?
A sharp's compass, yeah, the little walker thing.
I'm not sure what bothers me more, the fact that I understood exactly what she was talking about.
You very
Yes,
wise
how can
woman.
I, what can I do to be of service?
I want to know how your people do the shift thing. Because if it's possible for an entire elven city to disappear every 6 months, would it not be theoretically possible then to get a small group of people or a single person across to the other continent without there having to be like a set up portal?
I'm not there. I'm talking to my pony.
Yes, you are.
I almost
Told
called
me
him
I was
arsenic.
bard in the party.
That's done this
Well-
sort of thing before.
And I also had very much of one of those sneeze moments earlier where the secondhand embarrassment was just too strong, so I wish to speak to you.
Sneeze.
Huh?
You know when someone's talking about you and you sneeze?
My gab star just
In the
goes
anime.
off.
In animes, whenever somebody's talking about you and you're on the other side of the planet, you sneeze because somebody just mentioned your name.
Exactly.
Ooh. Whoever did that, knock it off. So, I think the city's kind of just phased in and out. I think actually Alondra might be the best one to ask, as she actually treads the paths of the Feywilds. I can't choose to go anytime I want. But that is a very wise thought, because the paths of the
What's up,
Feywild
boys
go
and everything?
everywhere. Ayo!
Hello.
So let's go. Let's go talk to Alondra. I'll go with you.
Alright.
Have you considered following Mirren?
No.
I'm starting to question my life choices as well.
But
Mirren,
just a
while
little
they're
bit
having
of
this
little bit
conversation,
of friendly
You
advice
sneeze.
from someone who is right.
you have a young man with his arm
Usually
up in
very
a sling,
socially
going about doing chores
awkward.
and projects around the house.
You may make more enemies of Mirren than actual followers with the aggressive campaign.
Yes, well, maybe
Ah,
he should
Phantom
search
Lightwing,
himself
thank you for
before.
joining us.
Phenom.
If you could slay up his
Phenom,
back,
Phenom Lightwing.
Phenom. I can't talk today at all.
That's
Either way,
not
thank you
gonna
for joining
help.
us.
Yes, welcome.
That's not gonna help.
So yes, you're standing, this boy has got his arm up in a sling, and you watch after Ilfakir says, I gotta go talk to Karana. He just ducks back into
Thank you for the host.
the chicken coop and starts reaching around again, and you can hear the birds getting angry.
Okay.
I'm not
He
there.
clearly doesn't want to talk or anything, so
Well, he just got done saying he's got chores to do.
yeah. Well, I don't want him to bang his head on the thing again, so I'll just. How long have you worked at the forge?
I think that was my third day.
Well, I don't think that that type of thing happens a lot. I hope it doesn't discourage you.
I would much rather work at the forge than doing these chores all day.
What happened to your parents?
They... For a while, we had harpies that were living in the mountains. And they decided at one point in time to see about killing some of the harpies without gaining any friends to help. And the harpies killed them.
I'm
No,
really sorry to hear that.
But I had another thought. It's Loromir. We're in Talmon. There's a 1 in 6 chance that it's an orphan with a horrible parent death backstory.
Oh God, Talmon is a Disney movie.
Is it bad that my brain might? Did your parents go on a cartography adventure too?
Well, how long ago was that?
4 years ago.
I don't mean to sound, crude, but at least you got to know them for a while, right?
Oh yes, they were actually good people. My father was a bit hard though.
Yeah, well...
He pulls himself up. He's got a basket now with, you see, about 16, 18 eggs in it, and he starts walking toward the house.
So this was their house?
Yep, it's my land now, but it is way too much for one person to handle.
Yay! Thank you for the nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want any help? I can help a little bit.
Are you familiar with being a farmhand?
I once outraced a plow horse with a plow of my own.
Alright, so you're good at being a plow horse. You're good at being a farm hand. Have you ever milked cows?
I don't
How
think
hard
so.
could it be?
How hard could it be?
Nope, it was me. No, I can't say that.
As he starts walking toward the house with one foot,
I heard that.
he loops a bucket underneath
I
it
stopped myself.
and launches it toward you.
Barely.
I'll grab the bucket and head towards the cow.
Give it a shot. Just remember,
In the face.
if you're aggressive, they'll probably kick.
Don't milk the bull.
See, all I can see is Todd from The Fox and the Hound.
Yep.
Mirren, why is your forehead red?
Secret utter.
All I can think of is
Strength is sort of my
Wow.
forte. I'm not very dexterous.
Ice Age. Sid.
I would suggest that you.
I thought you were a female.
What I would suggest, it's not so much about how fast or hard you go at this. It's all about a maintained rhythm.
It's all about the rhythm.
It's all about the rhythm.
Okay.
There's a lady whose name is Dorcas. D-O-C-A-S.
That's your name for the Bible too.
You can't pronounce the name.
Oh gosh.
Okay, I'll try if it helps you out, buddy.
Give it a shot. No, not one.
Mm-hmm.
And this
Okay.
is where we need Thistle. Or no, not Thistle, Twig.
Twig. For the cows.
Alright, so you decide to go assist in milking cows. It's about the volume produced. Well, it is that too, Johnny, so thank you for that insight. Alright,
Maybe the next one shot or something.
Nivara,
Mm-hmm.
after you hand off your maps
Well?
to the girls, what are you going to do?
Johnny, you're not wrong.
Well, I'm gonna look at all the maps that we have, update any of them that need to be updated.
With
Look
the
through.
information that you have, that's fine.
Yeah, and look through like all the notes I have in my.
So you're
Stuff,
scratching down some more stuff on the
Yeah.
maps while they're talking. Alright. And then you hear them say, hey, we're going to go talk to Alondra.
Oh, I want to come with.
Okay.
Did you tell me what Chron needed when you left?
No, I did not.
I would like it noted, DM, that while we are in Talmon, I will not be activating my necklace.
Okay. You make your
He
way,
already knows me.
you guys start making your way south. And about a half an hour later, you find yourselves down on the south side of town, and there is no sign of Niran, Ilfikir.
Okay.
There you go.
Pants.
That wasn't what I was gonna do. No.
No. Mirren.
All of a sudden, from a barn, you hear Darude playing.
God.
Wait. Dun 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 dun. We are not mature enough for this. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm not.
And the DM now has advantage.
Woo!
Not like it's going to help me any.
I'm pretty sure DM has had advantage all night.
I have been at disadvantage all night.
Well, now it's even.
Right? Ooh, it is warm in here.
All right.
I wonder why.
That's just you.
It's just you.
Not just you.
And you guys
No, it's
make your
warm in
way
here.
through the rest of town into the forest on the south side.
Thank you for the cheers.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for the cheers. You guys make your way to the far side of town. The forest
Ooh, warm.
starts to loom ahead of you. You notice now that there are some yellows and reds starting to show up in the trees as fall has slowly started making its appearance known. You make your way into the forest, and there are different noises in this forest. Slowly but surely, you hear different songbirds. You hear a few voices that are now missing.
Desert you. Not my fault.
That
Not
was
my
chat.
fault.
That was chat.
You hear a few voices that are now missing as some of the birds have started to migrate. And roughly an hour passes by, and you make your way into Elandra's part of the forest specifically. There is a new noise that is starting to permeate the wood, however. As you hear the sound of something large crashing into the ground. And you see Elandra is kind of pacing a little bit as you finally get toward her part of the grove proper. Oh, yes, welcome.
At
We
this
did not
point, we're
expect
going
to
to
see
need to
you.
get a frequent visitors punch card.
Oh, wow. I'm
Wow.
just gonna stop talking today.
Is everything all right?
I am never a fan of the woods being cut down.
Who's cutting them down?
We are, so that those
Thank you,
friends of
Poison.
Mirren have a place to be.
Miriam, did you ever tell us that the orcs were coming?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't remember if you relayed that to...
The orcs are coming. The orcs are coming.
Ah, that explains the interesting noises on the way up.
What
It looked familiar.
what brings you?
A bit of a hopefully not impossible task. I want to go to Randor, eventually.
Okay.
And I was thinking about the fact that the Elven cities have the ability to pass into the Feywilds every 6 months.
Yes.
However, as it's going to be difficult to get in contact with anyone in the Feywilds, and you are much closer to that realm than any of the rest of us, I figured it would be worth a shot to ask you if there's any feasible way of traveling through them to the other continent.
I know
The
the
answer is yes, but it is easy enough to travel into the Feywild as long as you know where the weak spots are between the two realms. I'm sure Ilfikir has explained to you once before, our world and the Feywild exist in a state of constant juxtaposition. And when you find those places where the connection is weak, you can cross over very easily. However, for places such as Mondrian and Quallen, you will find that they have purposefully, or in their case, naturally, exist in a place that juxtaposition is always in flux. It is not something that happens because they make it happen. It's something that happens because it is a natural occurrence. Though, if you were to cross over into the Feywild, it would be almost impossible for you to know where to exit in order to come out at your desired location. Our lands are not identical.
It's a
The mountains that exist here could be something of a lake in the Feywild.
So a bit like something like playing hopscotch where the squares continually move around and you're not sure where you're going to actually land.
Oh heck no, even worse than that. It's like walking around in circles until you're dizzy and then trying to find your way through a maze.
Ooh.
Lovely.
I'm trying to give it to Joe.
Oh, I know.
Yes!
I almost got it,
Good shot.
Well, thank you for indulging the question.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Oh, you know who it wasn't?
No,
Oh.
it doesn't give me that.
Oh, okay. I was
Otherwise,
just telling you I know who it isn't, so.
otherwise I would have seen that.
Okay.
So,
I think
Hey, Polar.
Polar Knight likes someone's red outfit.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, shut up.
This is probably black.
It is probably black.
That's probably black.
Are you
It's probably
sure?
gray. That's probably black.
careful, Polar Knight. If you give too many compliments, she will turn the same color as her shirt.
Ooh, like right
Right
now.
now.
Right
Do it again, do it again.
That's not the direction I thought you were going. I thought you were going to say something that
Red looks good on you.
Oh my gosh, shush.
Just be careful, her boyfriends end up dead.
They do.
You're welcome, Krabby!
Sacrifice. Yeah, and then she will sacrifice you to the Kraken.
Yes!
Thanks, Krabby. I love you too.
If you want to be Kraken food.
I lost a character that way once.
So now I know why I can't.
Happy
Well,
birthday
this wasn't the mail.
to Darian.
All
Who
right.
said she has to be?
What?
But boyfriend specifically.
Oh. Well, Alexis did wear the pants in the party.
Whoa, wait, what?
She also chose to
I'm
die.
so confused right now.
It's okay.
What did you say?
We smell what we're
So
stepping
do
in.
me a favor, Murin.
What'd you say?
And roll
Roll me a
milk
performance.
And Alexis was a female.
performance, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And I said that didn't matter.
13.
And she said boyfriend.
It is
I'm
not
like,
an
well,
easy
she was
task,
against.
as you have never done this before.
Nope.
But after about a half an hour of working at this, you finally figure out the trick
Good idea.
to milking cows.
I don't think you should have a second one.
You finally find the trick to milking these cows.
Okay.
It's slow going, but you've got
It's all about the rhythm.
it figured out.
It's all about the motion of the ocean.
It's all about that base.
It's all about that bass.
So I milked the cow.
Love you.
So they're both cut off.
You need to enunciate.
I said milk the cow.
He did say about the cow.
At least I don't vacillate.
Depends on what you do with it.
Oh.
Moving on.
More cowbell.
More cowbell.
I got eyes, don't worry.
After you guys finish your conversation with Alondra, is there anything else you wish to discuss with her?
I would thank her for bringing the note to the Feywild for me and tell her I did receive a reply.
Mm-hmm. It was my pleasure. It gave me a chance to go back and visit a few people.
I am grateful. So any, yeah, I have nothing. Thank you very much for your help, and is there anything we can do to make the transition of the orc's arrival easier on you?
Not really. It is just always distressing when we have to fell trees. Even if it is a natural reason that we have to, it's always distressing.
I'm probably gonna be noddling. Noddling along. I didn't even have that much.
You don't need that much!
She didn't
You
even
didn't
have
know.
a She turned into a Mario.
It's me,
Gosh, let's find it.
Recipe! A salad. It's okay. I've seen this before.
Hey, Ange.
Yeah.
Breathe.
I can't.
It's a me.
Yes, you want your water too?
No thanks, I'm good. I would just like to take this moment. All I can think of is that day in the old game shop when someone dropped the D20 and everyone moved out of the way to let it finish. I would just like to say how much I love you right now, Thaco. I mean, you know how to get rid of me. Miss Fatal Pillow will take me back.
Does it mean you get to come back?
I don't know. I don't know who has ownership right now.
It's a timeshare.
Alright.
I'm a timeshare?
Yes.
Oh god, I'm group loot.
So, after a handful of hours, well, I shouldn't even say that. After a couple hours, you wind up finishing, and you have two buckets full of milk, and your friendly farm hand, Tent, Center, comes walking in. Oh, well, at least you got the hard part done for me.
Hey, I'm glad to help. You, in a way, you actually work for me, so I'm glad to help a little bit.
Beat you to it.
It's nice. It's nice to hear that. Not everybody's so cognizant of the people that they work with.
Well, I hope you're okay, and I hope you'll heal quickly.
Well, once I can finally sell the farm and move closer to town, I will be putting more effort into the forge. That seems like something much more accessible to me, rather than trying to run this place all by my lonesome.
How much is the farm?
Really haven't thought about it. I've been waiting for somebody to make an offer.
I don't. I'm in a little bit of business, but I don't know anything about real estate, so I wouldn't know. Okay. Anybody know the value of a two-story rancher in Talmont?
Hold on, let me check. Okay, Eric.
Okay, Eric.
He's doing
Why are you suddenly interested in farmland?
Ilfakir, here's what I found.
I love you.
This doesn't seem like the kind of impulse buy that you would normally go for.
I am just
I mean,
curious.
he did
Holy moly!
Impulse buy.
But think about it. If
forge.
we could hire
And
someone.
he does have a thing for plow houses.
Plow houses.
Plow horses.
We could have someone watch it for us while we're gone, and I've always wanted to have a cow.
You have a
Don't have a cow.
Wait, does it have goats? No, I'm serious. I want.
Are there
I-
goats?
Are there goats? Nah.
They're an idea.
No, there are no goats on this property.
But there's chickens and cows.
There's chickens and cows, yeah.
I want to
Okay,
ask.
go.
I want to ask Tiny what he thinks a fair price would be, since we're at the Boar's Head.
I knew that was gonna be his answer. This is what my job is. You think I know this?
Okay. Since nobody in my immediate circle of anybody knows what a price of a house is,
Ursha Viovev
I'm going to ask my wandering horse what the price of a house is.
in the remind.
Hey, orcs.
Hey, orc friends, do you know the price of a two-story rancher in moderate neighborhood in Talmont?
What's a ballpark of what he's looking for?
What's a two-story ranch?
What's a ballpark?
Ball pork? Ball pork. That's what you eat at the ballpark. You eat ball pork.
So what is the ballpark
Hot
that
dogs.
he is looking for?
I know that noise.
Hey, I won!
I lost.
And so
How
does
much-
Stoneforge and Rep and Wolf.
How much would you need to get where you want to go?
I'd say.
Excuse you.
My feet are cold. You're
Oh,
up there.
I need a place in town. Figure if I can get 3,000, maybe 4,000 gold, that should set me up just fine for a while.
Would he take
How much-
payments or let us do it in installments?
Well, how much do I still have? I'm confused in the state of how much money I have.
Likewise.
How much do I still have from
Has
the?
anybody taken notes as to how much money that you guys have at the?
Because I have
Someone said
330
they
on
group
me.
looped. Someone had the group
You
loop
had the
page, so
group
I
loop.
didn't.
I don't believe it was me.
What?
He didn't good game anybody yet.
What?
What am I doing?
No, you're fine, sweetie.
I don't
She
understand.
she smelled alcohol. Just ignore it.
No, like you're entering levels of I'm a slightly concerned boss to a little weird
I want
I
to help
don't
him
know,
move
so-
houses.
Yeah.
by offering to buy a farm.
His house.
Yes!
He said he's trying to sell his house.
Hey, I'm selling these. Can I buy one? You creeper god, no!
You're in.
So
What use does he have for a farm?
Hey, Karana.
I'm just trying to help him.
Hold on a second. Hey, Karana. Do you know what Mirren's motives are?
No, that's why I wasn't saying anything in character.
But you're saying it now. If you sit back and watch, you might get there.
I don't know how much
Hey, Big Weezy!
finance I have. Because I know there was like 100,000 or something like that in between, split between us or something.
Oh gosh, no, I don't think
That's
that
not
much.
nearly that much.
It
A couple
was
thousand for sure.
it was considerable, but I didn't take notes because someone had a group loot page. I will start one if you tell me again, and I will
This was
volunteer
before
to
I
keep
was
track
doing-
of it.
Because I have all my notes here. Well, not all of them, but I have most of them.
Could it be in your phone?
Big
It
Weezy
was-
escaped
it-
Mr.
we-
Lorimir's cracking trap finally.
It was since we got back to Talmon that we found this out.
Because we had the winnings from the guild challenge. We had some other funds come in our way.
I don't know if I'd be able to afford 4,000.
Sacco, can I roll an intelligence to try to remember, please? And I will keep track.
Mhm.
Or wait, no, my roll was a freaking 5. Or no, what was? Yeah, it was a. Was it a 2?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 2.
mine's a 5.
That's a 2. 2 to remember.
2 to remember.
Otherwise, it would have been a 17 to remember.
The best you can remember is there were 3 chests full of gold.
Tiny. How much gold do we have?
Oh, you mother truckers.
I'll touch you.
Yeah, but her.
Oh, that feels so good right now. Touch me more.
You were gonna talk to Tiny.
Yeah, Tiny, how much money? You're too far away and you wouldn't touch me anyway. So, Tiny. Oh, God.
What are you hitting me for?
Because she drug her nails down the sensitive part of my wrist and you were close.
Ow. So you just started hitting me?
Proximity danger.
Yep.
Okay, correction. Why do you want the farm?
Because one of the boys who was injured in the explosion is trying to move closer to town, and he needs money, and he's alone. He has no parents. I'm trying to help him by giving him some money. That's all. I'm not a creepy boss.
I didn't see any character, so. Oh, okay. What are you going to do with it if you do get it?
I don't know. I mainly just want to give him the money. I just want to help him out. That's all.
We'll get some serfs.
That's it. If
What about
We
some
could-
of the women of Khrushchevyovev?
I don't know if there'd be farm
I
hands.
say, does Khrushchevyovev have women?
If they...
Well, I mean,
That was never clarified, and it was never stated when
the
we were in
original
our
group didn't.
camp.
The original group didn't.
Yeah, there was. Well, no, there wasn't. That's
As I
why
know,
Mistress
yeah.
started hitting on Reed because there was no women around, so she thought she had a chance.
With orcs.
Yeah, look, it's a walking thing.
Well, am I wrong?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, but you're giving me a look like you're ridiculous. Yes, those are sharp,
all-
Darian.
No, I know.
They're supposed
Ooh,
to be.
sharp, let me see.
I shank you, you shank
No.
me.
Ooh.
Yes.
There's plastic ones that aren't as sharp.
Ooh.
It's always the middle ones are sharp.
Tiny, how much do we have in the guild funds as of current? How can I find out?
Why don't we just go and look? They should be stored here.
Okay, we're gonna go
Okay.
look and count.
No.
Hold on, Mirren, we'll go figure it out.
How close are you?
Where did Eric put them?
And as he points, you see a door behind the bar.
Is it locked?
Is it the room where the whatchamajigger was kept? The
No,
stone.
that was the back. That was the storehouse in the back of the tavern. This is a door just behind the bar.
Alright, well,
It's the principal's office.
Nivara, do you want to check as well, just in case it's trapped? It
Might
is
as well.
Eric after all.
Yeah.
Because we can't get a hold of Eric right now, and we're not getting any information, so we might as well just...
We're sorry. The boar's head user you are trying to reach is currently trying to fight a dragon. Please try back in 3 to 4 business days.
That's all it takes.
To be digested, maybe.
Rip Eric.
Okay,
Erebus is
well,
there to save his ass.
how far along are you to your goal?
I just recently started selling it.
Oh.
Like 3 days ago when I started working at the forge.
Okay. Did anybody seem to be interested?
I haven't had anybody come by yet. I just posted it with Grayson.
Do you want me to try to help? Do you want me to see if I can find other people that'd be interested?
If you want, I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how to do this. I've never tried to sell something like this. Heck, all I've ever done was chores.
Okay. Well, I will talk to people who are better at this than I am, and we'll see what we can maybe do to help you out.
I appreciate that.
Rest well.
I will rest as I can.
What kind of crops are on this farmland?
I repeat that.
And how big is it?
I repeat that.
It's just a small plot of land. It looks like the garden was big enough to feed a small family. It's
So
got the different vegetables and such like that. It's got a few chickens. It's got the cows in the barn, and there were only 3. There's
So it's a
2
very,
acres?
like a small hobby farm.
yeah,
So maybe 5 acres?
something like that.
What's your name?
We're saying it's 5 acres. Is that okay?
His name is Tenor.
You need a few thousand, like 3,000 to 4,000.
I figure if I get about 3,000, that should take care of me until until the forge is making money.
Yeah, Miriam, get on that.
You are not there.
No, I'm spending quality time with Arbiter.
Okay. Do you need help with anything else before I go?
No, I should be able to take care of the rest. It's just feeding the hogs. And
Okay.
then the rain makes it almost impossible to tend to the garden.
It's only been lightly raining.
Yeah, with one arm, and I really just don't feel like doing it today.
Do you want me to do it?
There's no need, really. It's just weeding.
Then I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
And where are you headed after you leave?
Again?
Woo! Nivara.
Yeah. I need to remember not to use my left hand. 'Cause I will scratch you.
Okay.
Where
The
are
boar's
you
head.
headed? To the boar's head? Okay. And the 3 of you, what are you 3 up to?
Well, after speaking with Alondra and saying hello, goodbye again, basically,
Hello, hello.
going to head back to town.
And?
Okay.
It's
Am I good to assume that my little pouch is finished and all of that?
Yes, you have received your pouch.
Okay, and it's properly insulated all that fun jazz with the little.
As best they could, yes.
Perfect. All right, then. What I would like to do then is go and see if I can find Vistra.
She is in the stables with
I
her
don't know
horse.
whose feet those are, but
Mine.
I approve.
Those are my feet.
That's my foot.
Triplet!
Vistra.
And she's looking at the horse going, "What's a pretty pony? What's a pretty pony?"
Oh, it's 9.
You can see that she is very intent on something as you approach.
The horse and I are having a staring contest. I'm winning, by the way.
You would probably know it's magic.
Yeah. It's like, I'll come back later.
Where is Vistra?
In the stable, staring at her horse intently.
She's horsing around again.
Yes.
I left you an open door for that.
I think that it would be a good idea tonight, after we are all together, to come up with some kind of contingency plan should our travels go badly.
That is actually a good idea. Something like the equivalent of a living well. If we all die, Tiny gets the
Not even
loot.
so much that as a
and Garnet.
in this space
You don't
of
know
our
Garnet.
I've heard you speak fondly of him.
Just making sure you understand.
I am well aware that person's dead.
in this space of our travels as a group, losing and gaining members and all of that, we have gotten into some truly sticky situations in which we had no possible option to escape. And I feel that it would be smart of us, considering some of the creatures we may or may not be coming up against in the near future, not to mention groups that are probably going to be more dangerous than the false druids, that having an idea of what we can do for each other would be smart.
Like what?
Because not all of us can grow wings to fly away or create a portal to dump themselves 500 feet out of harm's distance.
That's very oddly specific.
You're not there.
Well, if it... I love you, Krabby. If it comes down to it, run, and I will hold them off as long as I can.
No.
That is not a good
I need a contingency plan. Here's a contingency plan. I don't like that contingency plan. What, are we married?
Well.
That contingency plan has not worked in the past.
Correct.
That is
I
how
would prefer-
Alexis was,
Right.
and that did not work out very well.
I would prefer something
No,
that
maybe
does
it
not end up
worked
with one
out.
of us turned into a meat grinder.
Maybe it worked out exactly how Alexis wanted. I only saw her briefly, but I think... From
And
hearing
once
about her...
again, from the PTSD portion of my heart, no.
From the PTSD portions of the people who watched her die.
Let me give you garlic.
Alright.
Sam,
Vistra.
holler if you need me to garlic.
Vistra.
Mm-hmm.
Your spell has made its way around, and you feel as the last surges of energy pulse out from this spell that you have been casting. And for a brief moment, all you watch is your horse blink at you.
Mm-hmm.
Arbiter just kind of looks at you and goes, blink, blink. The ears twitch a little bit. And then you hear, "Are you gonna spend all day in here?"
Do you not want me to?
I
Watch
need to
your horses
double
give you
check.
an asshole.
I need to double
He's got
check
PTSD
one thing
too.
here.
He's watching
Oh
all his
yeah,
friends
you watched all
die.
his friends die.
Yeah.
Gruesomely.
So
They all
it's,
exploded.
yeah. So if he's a jerk,
Or no, they didn't explode.
Yeah,
Well, two of them exploded, but didn't one get eaten by a... No, they all exploded before the,
So
The
yeah,
boys.
if he's a jerk, he has a reason why.
I don't know. Some of us have seen tragedy and we didn't turn out to
Oh,
be
hold on a minute.
butt hats.
This might not work.
What?
This might not work.
No.
I gotta double check something here.
Is my horse too smart?
It doesn't
Look at
the
my
horse
horse.
technically-
My horse is amazing.
I'm gonna be so sad.
Give it a lick. It tastes just like raisins.
It tastes like sentience.
Oh, wrong book.
Don't blame me. Blame Twisted. If I have to suffer, so do you.
I've heard that song before.
I know it back.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Patrick's the one
Nope,
who's
it'll work. Okay.
I can sing the whole song from scratch.
Yeah, please don't.
I also want him to speak Dwarvish.
Okay. I don't know. How can you understand me?
Because I use magic to make you smarter?
Are you saying I was dumb?
No. I just made it so you could speak to me.
Oh.
I gave you more knowledge.
I'm a smart horse.
Yeah. And a good horse.
Okay, horse.
And he just kind of puts his muzzle on your shoulder for a minute.
Aww.
Don't you have other things to do?
Well, some things, yes, but
Okay. I'll be here.
okay. I'm gonna give him an apple.
And you hear him. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yes! So you're gonna give your poor horse an existential crisis.
No.
Why would he have an existential crisis?
Because now all the other horses are gonna be different than him.
He can still
He'll understand.
right? He can still speak to the other horses, right?
Poison ivy, you have to have a space between the word and the number.
He gains a 10 intelligence.
Okay.
The only awakened critters I've ever dealt with have been Solmir and Quinn.
And what?
Quinn,
Who's when?
Thorin's horse.
Oh.
Because we had to make a girlfriend for Solmir. He was getting pretentious.
And it's not so much that Arbiter's being dismissive, it's more along the lines of, I'm just here in the stables. You have work to do.
Okay.
Now that's stuck in my head.
When you need me, I'll be ready.
Do you have a favorite snack?
Whatever you give me. Apples are really good, though.
Do you like sugar cubes?
They're okay once in a while, but too sweet.
What about carrots?
I like apples better.
Okay.
Have a candy bar. Have a candy bar.
It is now going
Care for a piece
on.
of chocolate?
It is now going well into the lunchtime hours, and Vistra, you realize that you are hungry.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because you didn't eat breakfast and 8 hours has passed.
Yeah.
Spoopy Sprinkles!
Hey, Spooky!
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
It was really nice meeting you the other day, Spooky.
My brain just went, is that a ghost covered in sprinkles?
Have water in there. There also was fizzy in my mouth. Like, wait. Oh yeah.
So, you guys are now gathered in the tavern, and food is being served. Karana is talking about contingency plans as you walk in, Vistra. And you catch up to, well, I could just stand there and let them attack me while you get away, and the entire table retorts with, no.
Question, when we counted the guild funds, how much do we have?
You haven't counted the guild funds yet.
I'll do that.
I really want to get the new fuzzy creature.
What?
Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing?
Yeah. I was trying to be clever and come up with a way to say it, not saying it failed. Leave me alone.
It's okay.
It's super fun.
You have it?
He has a switch.
Yeah, I know, but I'm really
Okay.
bummed I want it.
You guys saw the door.
What?
Tiny pointed the door out to you. You mentioned
I know
something to
what the
Nivara,
heck
and
I don't
nothing
have that
happened
either,
from
so.
there.
I know, I'm sorry.
What?
Take a break. Alright, well, I will go help Mirren count the money then.
You don't have the money to count.
That's right, because never mind. Someone else take this over, please.
I'm gonna go check on it.
It's okay, Krabby. In a couple
Thank
Thank you
days
for the
can
follow,
give them to me.
Spooky.
Thank you, Spooky.
Woo, thank
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 you.
you.
You make your way over to the door and it's locked.
You know where the key is, Tiny?
I gotta grab a phone charger.
There's one over
And
here.
then he leans over and starts shuffling around
Fine,
underneath the
then.
bar.
And of course, Eric's unreachable, so
I can
Whatever, we don't
always
need 'em.
pick it if you're okay with that, Tiny.
the way Eric designed the door, it might explode.
Remember,
Or shock you.
remember when you tried to pick the one of the locks upstairs that had the little inscription?
We can just get you more potions of rejuvenation, so.
I want to look at the lock and the door handle.
Roll me an
See,
investigation.
how
What
does-
I have.
See, it has that.
Yoda Krabby.
Wow.
Baby Yoda. Krabby is Baby Yoda.
13.
For the
13.
fireball.
I mean, I would.
You do not see the inscription on the door
say I would.
like you had on the earlier one.
Wouldn't I be able to recognize it if I did see something similar?
You do not see the inscription on the door as you had on the other one. And it looks, at least to you, like just a normal lock.
Just because it's Eric, I want to check it for traps.
Okay.
Just because it's
Your investigation showed you that there's no inscription on it, and it looks to you like a normal lock. That's what the investigation was for.
I don't want to do it if it's
Yes,
gonna
Krabby.
blow up.
Then don't do it.
Krabby, you are correct. Yoda is the one with the ring that was on the Entership Star Prize.
Oh no!
The Entership Star Prize?
Yes!
And Kaiba challenged him to a duel.
Yes!
You're a third-rate
So
ghost
I'm
with a
gonna
fourth-rate deck.
look at you, Mirren, because you're the closest one to me. It looks like a normal
Tiny's the
lock.
closest one to you.
I wasn't kidding when
I'm
I
at
said
the
I
door.
was
I
just
say
strength
Mirren was
training
over
with
by
my
the
cast
door, too.
iron.
Okay, so Tiny and Mirren are both in the
I'm gonna-
same general.
I'm gonna look at
vicinity.
them and be like, it looks like a normal lock, and knowing that it's Eric, I'm not gonna try and pick this thing. Knowing him, I might like get electrocuted or melted or something. Cause it's Eric.
Tiny puts his hand on you, Mirren, and just kind of pulls you away.
Tiny's gonna push me out of the way.
That gentle one of just
Okay.
moves that,
He's gonna kick the door in.
and he grabs you by the head and just kind of pushes you behind. And he does. He just
Slide
lifts his
to the
foot up
left.
and boots the door.
Slide to the right.
And the door flies open.
Okay, so there's nothing.
Oh.
There's nothing hanging on the
I
door.
could have done that. I didn't want to destroy the door, though.
Chris, Cross.
Okay.
We can say.
And then he just walks away, and you hear some things clanging around in the back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check on
Okay.
Tiny.
He's digging through stuff.
Do you need help, Tiny?
I go inside.
I'm gonna go with.
Okay, as you step inside, it's a storeroom, and you see just various different pelts and books, maps,
I'm gonna sit at the table and drink.
Is there an
and
orange pelt with really long tentacle-like
No.
arms?
and in the center of the
You
room,
love
sitting on a
me so
table,
much
are
right now.
3 large chests.
I'm gonna open the 3 large chests one at a time.
As you open them up, you see that each of them are filled with coins.
Approximately how many?
Lots.
Is there any
I'll start
papers
counting.
around or anything mentioning how much?
Nope.
And this is all ours.
Thank you, Spooky.
All I can see
Thank you, Spooky.
I feel
is
like
an old lady customer
Have fun,
with the
Spooky.
bag of pennies.
Thank you for the
See you
cheers.
again.
I feel like something bad is gonna happen just because it's Eric.
But I know somebody told us we had a lot of money.
We
Yeah.
already had a pain of a time getting to it. I don't
As
think we'll
you
have
get-
anything further.
As you spend the next half an hour counting through the coins of the first chest, you come up with a total of 1,100 gold
1,100 in one chest.
in one chest. And there are
Okay.
3 of them the exact same size.
Thank you, Nivara.
Okay. So there's 3,300 gold between the 3 chests.
Is that correct?
I
And
thought
then
it
and then you guys
I
hear
thought it was more than that too.
and then you guys hear and Tiny walks around the corner holding a key.
Oh God, it's Tiny.
For the door you kicked in.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna look at it and be like, I love you, Tiny.
we did take some out though.
Mhm.
I thought
Yeah.
we each took
Yes.
out like.
I thought so.
Yeah, I thought that was very enough.
Yes.
Oh no, some of it to buy the.
I used some to buy the forge, but I didn't. Do you still have that trade thing I gave you?
Mm-hmm.
How much does that say I paid? Because I thought it was like 10,000. I thought we had way more than that.
I can look through my notes.
Because I wouldn't have spent anybody else's money.
Well, I'll go back and stream and rewatch and
We
find it.
also
need to.
But we found out since we got to
1,000 pieces of gold.
Oh, I gave him 1,000. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I like the Stream Elements message, Sacco.
Yes.
Toss the coin to the mirror.
Oh, people of Loromir. Oh, people of Loromir.
Whoa.
Toss the
Coin to the mirror.
Where did that message come from?
Stream Elements.
The toss a few coins.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't see the message itself. Okay. So yeah, you find that the chests are filled. Each of them appears to be filled with 1,100 gold each.
Okay.
Krabby, I'll play Pokemon with you.
I will too.
Wait, which team are you on?
Not Pokemon Go.
Not
Oh,
Pokemon
never
Go.
mind. I don't know. I haven't played anything for so long. I don't even remember what it's like to game, other than D&D.
Anything? Now that you guys have that information, what are you guys up to? And are you going to continue the conversation that Corona was having?
I'll sit there and keep talking to her. So what type of contingency plan are you looking at then, Miss Corona?
Coming up with the best possible combination of our collective abilities to give us a decent chance of escape.
I could put up some defensive spells such as a wall of fire or a tidal wave, and we could attempt to fall back. Could you summon animals for us to ride out?
And that's exactly what I was going to suggest with the one spell I have. Depending on what we are facing, something of that nature with a cover laid down would be our best bet.
I can handle the cover. Aw, Stoneforge!
Aww.
I grant 2% ownership to Stoneforge.
However, with some of the circumstances, like what happened with the Draconis, whatever they are,
For
The
turn 9.
Fraterni Draconis. Or Draconis Fraterni.
Draconis for turn 9.
Dragons of Brothers.
Yep.
Shouldn't technically-
Regardless, just
The
move
Draconis
on.
for turn 9.
Just move on.
or the
Or the Draconic
actual,
Brotherhood.
or the actual dragon that we may be facing in a short time period.
I think
here,
it's
depending
Backstreet
on what
Boys.
happens with Eric.
Quit playing games with my heart. I don't remember. Guys, help me out here. You youngins.
The ability
Not that
to
much
fall
fun.
back over land may not be feasible.
And technically, given
Vegetables.
that, you would be more inclined to know who it was.
I had a sheltered life.
Yes, but we came at the very end of the Backstreet
Okay.
Boys.
I will figure it out.
She's already said Backstreet
Hey,
Boys.
You are a
Yes.
Vistra,
Yeah.
are you going to participate in the conversation that Corona's having all by herself?
Yes.
No.
You guys were talking about the Backstreet Boys.
Who now?
I mean, I can do things like Dimension Door, which can help us retreat with quite a distance.
How many can you bring with you?
Actually, now that we are advancing in our skills and strength, I believe. Sorry, just double checking. I believe I can take up to 2 people with me. Maybe.
So
That would
if
be
someone's
useful for-
unconscious or in
exactly.
dire straits.
My other thought is this.
One?
One.
Okay, so it doesn't scale up.
We,
I thought it did. Never mind.
we used to have a sorcerer. You are a sorcerer as well, correct?
I am. Well, I'm a sorceress.
Vessi, if you were not with your
We understand that you are female.
Oh, you sure you don't want to?
when we first met Ari, he performed a rather impressive spell.
Oh, Mordekainen's Magnificent Mansion.
Yes.
Wait,
Go ahead.
sorry.
I have heard of a slightly less powerful version of that spell that would provide us with a decent amount of cover in a pinch.
I could do that if I haven't used another ability for the day.
Okay.
If I still have the magical prowess
Oh my God.
to do it for the day, then
I didn't level her.
Would it be something that
I will do that now.
those who have the capability to cast those types of magic,
It's only
for us
It's
to
almost
look
break,
into
I'll level her
getting
break.
a scroll of that spell? It'll be pricey, but having something as an
because you're talking about
oh
Lehman's tiny
dear,
hut.
yes, we are going to die.
Yeah.
It would not be a bad idea to have something that, while not renewable, would be something that could give us protection. If we are out of other options.
Well, if only the group had a bard. It is something that I could do, like I said, if I have that ability left to me. And actually, I think I'm the only one in the party that could.
Unless you
Yeah,
get a
because you
scroll.
don't have it. Sorks don't get it.
Unless you get a scroll. I think she said.
Yeah, that's true. And question, DM, can anybody who has the ability to use magic use a scroll?
Technically, no.
Technically, only.
If you are capable of casting a spell, can you use that scroll?
Casting the spell or casting a spell?
That spell.
Okay, so only if it's like a bard spell could I cast the spell.
Not necessarily, because there are spells that cross classes. There are wizard spells that a bard can cast, and versa versa.
Right.
So as long as you are capable of casting that spell, you are capable of using that scroll.
Okay, good to know.
Because otherwise, the arcane runes are just gibberish to you.
Okay. But if we got like a scroll of Lehman's tiny hut, I could cast it.
If it's a spell that you have access to, yes.
Because it is a bard spell.
Then it's a spell you have access to.
Okay. Otherwise, oh wait, that's 13th level. In 3 more levels, I could cast Mordekainen's Magnificent Mansion.
In 3 levels.
There's also I don't believe I have the magical ability yet. However, I do feel like it could be within my grasp soon, maybe within a couple of months, depending on our adventures, to actually successfully be able to cast teleportation.
Is that the spell that you cast that landed us in the middle of a ballroom?
We weren't on the ballroom, remember?
We were on the head of a creature in that.
Yeah, we were on the head of a mountain. We were tiny.
It brought you into the...
But it got us where we wanted to go.
It did.
It did bring us into the castle.
We're lucky we didn't end up inside a wall.
So you could have ended it extremely horribly.
I thought it was Loxy with you.
No,
we ended
it was
up in
me.
a-
It was
It was the two of
Nagara,
us.
Okay.
I believe.
Because we land. Because the
We
rest
were
of
in
you
the
were already
tusks of
with.
the head of the boar that was on the wall.
Maybe it was
It wasn't
Lucy.
elk.
No, it was.
It was
Okay.
Loxy.
Either way, it was the horns of an elk, not the...
Regardless, a party member and I.
She's dead, so it doesn't matter.
A party member and I. But it was successful, sort of. But like I said, I think that with some more training, I could be able to do this. And who knows, maybe it could get us across the Sea of Storms. Or the Stormy Sea, or whatever it's called. The Tumultuous Sea.
Certainly a thought.
Tumultuous.
What was that?
That's certainly a thought.
Well, it's better than... Well, actually, it might not be better, but it has just as much of a chance, if not a slightly better chance, of getting us across than trying to take a ship.
That's true.
Trying to remember if magic actually was able to penetrate
All right.
We'll find out
So,
later.
We'll find out or we'll die trying.
while the party continues to discuss what they're going to do and how they're going to go about the rest of their journey, the players are going to take a break.
Oh, it's already 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, it is 8 o'clock. And I need food. So, we'll be back in about 30 minutes, and we will continue with the adventures of Loromir and where these folks are going to go from here. So, thank you guys for watching, and honestly, thank you guys so much for the donations that have come in today. That is
Yes.
amazing. And
That's awesome.
apparently I'm going to have to shave my face now.
Woo!
So, we'll see you guys in about a half hour.
Bye.
Oh, but that means you're shooting.
Alright, boys and girls, welcome back. We have fed our faces, chit-chatted about this, that, and everything else. And the party is wrapping up their conversation about how they want to go forward for their upcoming adventure. Is there anything else that you guys want to discuss? Otherwise, we will move this on.
Good. Same.
Alright. So as we had just discussed, you guys spend the next few days gathering supplies and equipment, making sure you have everything in order for heading out to find either Ari or the other Claw of Malar, as they both happen to be in the same general direction. You have a few more conversations with your pony Arbiter, and most of the conversations are pretty short and simple, as it's just conversations about travel and a couple of musings about the fact that his friends are gone.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
It is a risk we were willing to take.
Yes, but it wasn't something we had intended.
And with that, we move forward to the 12th of Jessen. I'm going to update this because it's important. And as this day comes, it is still raining outside. It's steady, but it's not heavy. And it's a little bit warmer out at this point in time. So but it's still chilly. There is a light breeze in the air. So the rain is falling almost straight down. The roads are muddy at this point in time, as it's been lightly raining for almost 3 days. The roads are muddy. People's spirits are a little bit down because 3 days of gray kind of sucks. But town is moving about the way it normally does. People are still waving hi. There's the chatter back and forth. You guys have had a few chance encounters with the Honor of the Pride, chit-chatting and hearing them lament about the fact that they lost one of their members to you. And there seems to be no remorse from the Boar's Head.
Nope.
You are Hakunin now.
There has
Fits in
been
better with us.
absolutely no communication from Eric over the past 3 days.
Which we kind
We
of
expected.
And Tiny has already repaired the door that he destroyed.
Does he look at me and mirror and do this?
He just grins every time he looks at you guys and he's fixing it up. He does replace the door lock with the same one so that the key still works in it. Now you guys are aware of where the key is to the storeroom.
Yay!
But there is also something that you guys run across just before getting ready to leave, in that those 3 chests with 3,300 gold in it weren't the only thing hidden in that room. Nivara managed to stumble across this by pure accident, and there is a false floor in that storeroom. And in that false floor, there is a fourth chest. And as you open up this fourth chest, you realize that your memories were much better than you thought. There was significantly more gold. As, without looking at it, just by a general guess, because you know it would take forever to count this money, you're guessing there is close to 10,000 gold in the chest.
No wonder it's hidden so well.
How much should we bring with us? Because I don't think it would be wise to necessarily carry that much gold with us.
I've got 350 on me, and I've got a bag of holding.
I've got almost 700.
I could put it all in the bag of holding.
Do we want to deal with the farm? That's the only thing we have to decide. I mean, do you want
I was
to
just
buy
trying to
this
help
boy's?
somebody.
As you, and a follow-up on that one, he did tell you that Grayson was informed about selling the farm, and you spoke to Grayson at one point in time over the past couple of days, and Grayson said that there is an announcement that has been posted on different boards to try and help the child sell it. Or trying to help the young man sell it. So Grayson is doing as much as he can to assist, and it is just a little bit difficult because Telmond doesn't have a huge turnaround when it comes to people living there.
Twitch needs to be nice to me.
But it does. There is help being made from the city proper to get the young man set up with his own place.
I like the idea of having a household of our own, though. I mean, yes, we have the boar's head, but that's Eric's. What about something that's, if we could find someone to run it? It could be milk for the boar's head, eggs for the boar's head. It could.
I mean, technically, if we want a house, we could always ask Nivara.
Okay.
Didn't that house burn down?
No.
Only slightly.
It's just a little crispy.
It was damaged.
It was pretty damaged.
And has it been fixed?
It was damaged.
That badly?
Yes, that badly.
Hold on.
Well, I don't know. Let's go find the claw. Huzzah!
Let's do it.
Hold on. Don't touch that.
Oh, can I use your pencil to write down my legendary?
Are you-
On the way, is there any way we could stop through or by Whitebridge? Is that on our way in any way, shape, or form?
When you looked at the map last time, you know that is not a
I
possibility.
didn't think so.
There's the cleft, here's Whitebridge.
Yeah.
We could take the teleporter to Whitebridge and start from there.
That's true. Would that be faster?
It was 2 legendary catalysts, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Ooh. Because I have legendary bases and legendary catalysts. I just need reagents.
Correct.
But in Whitebridge, I could sell them for a considerable sum.
Correct.
If you guys want to go to Whitebridge, we can take the
Hey,
circle
Krabby.
there and then start from Whitebridge.
Can my pony come with us?
I don't know enough about the circle. I imagine it can.
Can I pet your pony?
The
I've got an odd look
the
about him now.
teleportation circle is under the boar's head.
He can come down the stairs.
Just letting you know where it is.
You're gonna pick him up.
I pet the pony. You are a lovely animal, aren't you?
He speaks
If you
Dwarvish.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm gonna look at him and be like, hey!
He speaks
Hey
Dwarvish.
there, handsome!
You call him pretty, and there's just a small wicker.
I want to pet his soft velvet nose and in Dwarvish say, you are gorgeous.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look at
I can't
Viscera
speak
and
Dwarvish.
I'm gonna look at
I
Viscera
don't either, so.
and just look at it and be like, that's a little weird, but really cool.
And a package is waiting on the morning of the 12th at the Boar's Head.
Just getting lower and lower.
Get low, get low.
I'm
Alright,
stretching.
I will grab the package.
And as you open said package, there are robes in the package.
I said, Vistra,
Yes?
I have something for you. Come here.
Dear Lord. I forgot about this.
Character versus player.
And I pull out a robe with the crest of mirror and your size. I had this made for you.
Blue and gray.
It's warm for winter. It's made of wool. And I have a spat.
Oh, that's really nice. I like them a lot.
I didn't think I'd have to use my spare cloak so soon.
We started rewatching Bleach.
Did you hear?
Irony.
Sorry, did you hear that they're
Yes.
gonna remake it?
Are you serious?
All of it?
It's in talk right now. I don't know if it's official.
I thought it was just like a movie or something.
No,
That's why I said
so
it's in talk.
so they're doing there's a little spin-off coming out this year, but they're talking about, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but they're saying that they're trying to redo the anime in 2021.
That'd be so cool.
That would be cool.
Like
I
what
would
they're
watch
doing
it.
with Fruits Basket.
I don't know. Maybe.
I would assume so.
Yeah.
Or Hunter x Hunter.
I'd like to see Hunter x Hunter updated.
Well, Hunter had an update.
Well, it's just because if you watch Bleach now, when you get to one season,
Sorry.
they show you in 4x3 the square, and then then when that season starts, it's it goes to 16:9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we're in season 2, and it's like, oh my gosh, this looks so old. And I looked up, I was like, this is only 2004. That's not that old.
16
So
years.
what would you guys like
But
to
it
do?
had years.
And they haven't been here.
So dog years.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
What would you guys like to do?
Leave.
Yes.
Well, are we gonna go to Whitebridge? Do we want to start the adventure?
Why did we want to go to Whitebridge?
For
shopping,
rings
and that was my thought. Is we need gear. We can't find anything we've been looking for in Telmond. It's the biggest city, so why not go to Whitebridge and then go from Whitebridge to the God's Cleft?
How far away from, because it's about a 2.5 week journey from Telmond to Cald.
Yes.
How far away from Whitebridge to Cald is it?
Ooh, good horn.
It'd be close to a month and a half.
Darn. So I was going to say, what if we had Perrin do our shopping and then meet us?
Yeah, it's about a month and a half as the crow flies.
Did we ever decide how much gold we were taking?
No.
Whatever it is, I can put it in my bag.
I vote we take like 1,000.
Okay.
That was
I'll
my
put
thought.
1,000 gold in the bag.
Okay.
Super
Make
good.
sure to mark that off as your group loot.
Okay, who's keeping track? I'll do it. I will actually do it though.
Okay, are you sure?
Yes.
Because there
'Cause
was
Yes.
3,300.
No, there was
Those three,
13,000. Because we
I
found
mean, there's
10,000
three.
more.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just gonna count cumulative.
That's what I was just saying, because there's 3,300 in those three, and then we found another 10,000, so.
So yes, in total you have 13,300.
13,300.
We are miserly rich.
12,300 because 1,000 is going
Is
in
with us.
There you
Yes.
go.
in my bag.
So I figured that
Do it again. Do it again. Yeah,
Chicken
work it,
tail.
girl.
All right.
Sorry, it's fine.
So what is the plan?
I
Honest,
like the idea of going to Whitebridge.
All right.
yeah.
Wait a minute. If we had rings of water walking, could we walk across the Sea of Storms or water breathing?
I've from what this
Do you know how long the distance is between the continents?
No, but if we had rings of water breathing, it wouldn't matter.
Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Okay. I gave a Boar's Net shard to the dude in Cald, right?
Yes.
Didn't I?
Yes.
Yep.
I'd like to ask him, because Cald is more on our way than Whitebridge.
Put your
The big thing that we want is Rings of Warmth, correct?
Yes. I mean, I was just brainstorming ideas.
Yes, we will need a small extra one for my little friend.
Hey, I want to get.
Are you kidding me?
You remember the other night when you won every single time and I could not win to save my life?
I didn't win at all last.
Do we have any other types of coins, or is it just 12,300 gold?
It is all in gold.
Okay.
Cool. I guess my question would be, what other gear would we want to get in Whitebridge? Because I mean, other than winter clothing, which I assume we already have.
Yes. It's easy enough to get that here in Talmont.
I
flap my cloak.
Yes. I am a creature of the night.
Flap, 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 flap. I cast fly on myself and flap my cloak as I do so.
cast fly on your cloak.
I feel like a Doctor Strange cloak.
It has to be a creature, I believe.
Oh, probably.
Can you avoid that cloak?
No.
No, but there is a creature.
The cloak of smothering.
No, it's a... Never mind.
I'm trying to get my jacket on, okay?
I'd like to ask the
You never did give him a title.
Danis.
You kicked him out of his home.
Oh my god!
That's not going away if my hammer's not going away.
Yes, Krabby, it's sleeping. Wait, why is that hard? Huh?
Because my brain can't do that without keeping one finger stationary.
No, it's all wrist dexterity.
I don't have that.
I do.
Poor Alex.
My
I love you so much!
I'm sorry.
No, I haven't exactly
It's
had
okay.
complaints.
I will teach you the ways. It's alright, my young Padawan.
Is it wrist dexterity or is it ligament dexterity?
Do you ever, like, stretch your hands and...
So,
I'm taking out a Padawan!
To the other hand.
I'm going to ask the gentleman at Called.
If there's any rings of warmth that could be obtained in the city.
It's really not something that we worry about down here, as we've got so many forges and whatnot, and the temperature stays pretty much the same no matter where you go down here. But I'm sure we could get something going. How many do you need?
7.
8.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the horse.
No.
The horse gets a ring.
And the plant.
The
What
plant
about your
gets-
horse?
The horse should be fine. I mean,
How long do we have?
well, we would probably be passing back through. Can we get the map, please? What?
Well, because Krabby put in
Yep.
boys, girls, and fireballs.
Guys, gals, and fireball pals.
See a doctor. Now I want to put my hair up because I know how fun that
I
is.
can't do that with that.
Is there anything else that's in that storeroom that counts as like wealth or loot?
No.
So it's just we just have money.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, where is my Zoom?
Need to behave. Why?
So, you guys are in Telmond.
Never mind. Nope. Go away. Go away.
Hey, everybody.
Visitor,
Yep.
we'd ask for a map.
Yeah.
You guys are in Telmond.
Yep.
Easiest way is to come up through the mountains here, cross the mountains, come across, and
Go right next to Called.
call.
That's what I. That's just what I wanted to
And
make
then
sure.
from there, you can
cliff
keep
is
going
just-
almost like you're
Something
heading to
I broke my
Pinehurst.
arm earlier because my
And
shoulder
there's the
popped.
cloud.
Okay.
We could follow the road to Pinehurst and then go north.
That
Now
might.
going from Telmond to Pinehurst is about a month's journey. So you know that roughly 6 weeks, give or take, should get you to the point where you're directly south of the cleft.
So it would be about 2.5 weeks before we would make it to Called.
Right in that area, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna tell.
All right, well, I can get them working on it right now, and we'll see how many we can get done by the time you get here.
Okay, we would appreciate that.
Of course.
I will relay that to the group.
Is it your Thanos or is it your queen?
Famous.
I'd prefer not to be called Thanos. really would prefer not to be called Thanos.
So call her Thanos.
And I shall call you Highness.
I quit.
Why?
Did you not catch that?
You said
Yeah.
Highness.
Highness.
Is it because you're short?
Huh?
Huh?
Say it
She
again.
said Heinius.
Heinius?
Heiny?
Heiny?
Honey ho.
Venus?
Oh my god, get over it. You're such a
Highness is
famous.
still You're such a dramatic famous.
So you guys have this set up now.
How dare my name be close to Heiny? My royal sensibilities are so shocked.
So now you have this, the
The
rings
servants will
being
pay.
set up to be worked on. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before heading out?
Heiny.
Other than I do want to
Places.
I do want to mention
I don't think so.
like I want to slide like I have done before to talk to Cass when the dagger's still in the scabbard. And I just slide it open just a little bit to be able to talk to him. I do want to mention what we're doing and to maybe keep his radar out for the other pieces of the sword.
There's very little I can do when I'm inside the scabbard. If I want to be able to see what's going on around here, I'm going to have to be released from my scabbard.
I want to break
Okay.
free.
I want to So basically, I'd have to carry you.
Hi, Miss Fatal Pillow.
Hey,
Hey,
Miss Fatal
Pillow.
Pillow.
And no net one.
Yep.
Not waifu.
Hello, pretty lady. All
So-
right.
Basically, I'd have to.
What's that smell?
I cannot be in the scabbard if you want me
Who's
to
this?
tell you what's going on.
Okay, spray a little bit.
Okay.
Spray a little bit.
I love
Is that
that lotion.
lotion?
It's
That smells really good.
Okay. Well then, since it's not a very long blade,
you
anyways,
don't need a lot.
I'm going
That tiny
to.
dab. It just smells good.
Wait. Tiny dab.
Tiny. Wow.
All right.
I'm gonna every once in a while I'll pull out and just carry it like.
Ooh.
All right. So you
I would be
guys,
spinning him like I do.
you guys are now heading out on your journey.
Did anybody else get a horse? Nope.
I don't need a horse.
You're just the one that has the boots of
Do
striding.
you want horses? That's
I'm paranoid about the horses now.
Yes, but my horse is smart now, so he could lead them to safety. And we don't necessarily have to worry about them running off now.
And it would take a lot less time for us to travel.
alright,
if we're
sure,
trying
why
to-
not?
Yep.
Could we get horses in Telmond?
Yes.
Okay,
It will be
we get
50
horses.
gold each.
50 gold each.
So, 5 horses?
Yeah.
6. Rocket in.
But she has a
I
horse.
already have a horse.
5
I am
horses.
bad with the numbers tonight.
Tonight? Do I need
I'm
to
always bad with the numbers.
do we need to remind you the origin of 6 or 9?
And now 4.5. Looking at you, Krabby.
Oh yeah, she hasn't forgotten about that, Krabby.
And
All right.
to point out,
Yeah.
she works in a bank.
Hush. I have calculators for that.
As you guys make your way, you
So-
each have your horses.
Is there a horse that's going to support me?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's
Most
250.
most of the larger horses can
me taking that out.
manage.
No, I'm taking out
Carrying
of.
you with them.
I'm keeping 1,000 in the bag.
Okay.
That's out of from the guild. 'cause we're still
Each of
in
you
Telmond.
mark 50
Okay.
off of your character sheets.
Oh,
Yep.
no, I marked it from the guild.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, you took it from the guild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we would have bought the horses before we even left town.
Okay. So, you guys are heading out. How are you guys traveling? Are you traveling with haste? Are you traveling at normal speed? How are you guys
Well,
traveling?
why don't we alternate? Why don't we go like hard for a while and let him rest? Hard for a while and let him rest.
So,
But my thought is if we run into a situation we need to run from and we've already been hard on the horses.
yeah.
I mean, I'd say traveling speed. Like, we're not on a leisurely walk, but we're...
But
Okay.
we're not like hightailing
We're,
it.
we're moving with purpose without overworking the horses.
Gotcha. So,
4 out of 10.
You'll probably make it to call rather than 2.5 weeks, a little bit sooner than that. Just a day or two sooner than that. And the first leg of the journey goes by without any issue. You make it to the mountain pass without any problems. The first, at that point in time, that'd be about 4 days' journey. You make your way to the mountain pass, and there is no problem. However, once you get into the mountains, that's when you know that things start to open up to the wilds.
Well,
That's when we run
winter.
into the stone giants fighting.
Well, and winter coming, there's gonna be more chance of snow in the mountains.
And that's something that you guys are starting to see already, is the creatures are starting to migrate, and there's a lot more energy as everything's trying to gather food and whatnot so that they can hibernate for the winter. It's starting to come about.
It's the squirrels going absolutely nuts everywhere.
Yes.
I must find it and hide it.
And we're going to end up needing everybody to roll d6s here.
Okay.
So Ange needs one of hers.
Ooh. It's 2.
I'm not allowed to use Gab's dice anymore.
Did anybody roll a 1? Alright, so we got a 1.
What is the word for the feeling that you would get when you learn from a mistake you made and you don't want to repeat it?
Smart.
Okay, yes! But...
Learned. I mean...
No! Like, there's a specific word for that emotion.
Catharsis?
No.
Once it comes around again? Like you
Ask the question
Ooh,
one more
there
time.
it goes.
A word for you made a mistake and you learned from it.
I said smart.
It's a learned. I mean, like
It's learned. Either which way.
You learned your lesson? I mean...
So you guys make your way up into the mountain pass. And as you're making your way through the mountain pass, there is a strange growth that you see crossing the path off to your right, where it looks like, even for you who spent most of your time playing with the plants, it looks completely different than anything you've ever seen. And it has broken through the ground underneath a boulder and has started to creep almost like an ivy and spread out, covering much of the land. And you can see that it's going toward the road. And the way that this is growing makes you fear that it might overgrow this entire area.
Oh, jeez.
You notice that this is, the green of this is vibrant. Even with the fact that the fall is coming about, it's a very vibrant green. And there's these fine white hairs running all about the stem of it. The leaves shoot out in 3s, teardrop shaped, all branching out in many different directions. And as you start to get closer, you watch as the entire mass starts to quiver.
Well, I was going to break a piece off of it and lick it, but that might not be a good idea as it's moving.
And it is probably 80, 90 feet ahead of you guys when you notice this. It is that large of a patch.
I'm going
You
to...
figure it covers probably a 30-foot area.
I'm going to look at my companions and go, I've never seen anything like that. I believe it would be best if we approach cautiously, as I believe it's moving. I'm going to...
Can you speak with it?
Oh!
I can try.
No, it's not
I'm
now.
going to hand my reins off to one of my compatriots, hop off, and slowly approach.
Okay. As you approach, you notice that this thing constantly is quivering.
I do have canoe with nature.
You do.
It's not just animals, it's nature.
Mm-hmm.
But the entire mass is quivering as you get closer. It doesn't seem to speed up. but it seems to be more abundant as more of the mass starts to quiver as you get closer.
Do I see anything that resembles a center of mass? Does this look like it could...
As you look at this and follow it, you notice that the core stem has broken free from out underneath a boulder. You don't know where that leads to.
Okay.
Well, why don't we both try it?
But it does not look to be anything of a similar nature to like a Venus flytrap or strangling vines or anything like that.
You've never seen this before.
Okay, so it bears no resemblance to
anything you've ever seen.
Alright.
Must be.
If I reach for one of the vines, does it pull back?
You're reaching out towards one of the vines?
Yes, not threateningly, literally just a...
Okay.
Like, you know how...
Roll me a dexterity save.
Yep.
Are you speaking to it as you do so?
Good. Finding
Well, the only problem is that commune with nature doesn't let you talk to the plants. It just shows you the area around yourself. It doesn't actually let you talk to
I thought you would speak with plants. I'm sorry.
No.
Or no, your plants awakened. Never mind.
So, but question, could your communion with nature let you know what this is?
What about Druidcraft?
Either which way, what did you roll on your dexterity save?
4.
You guys watch as Karana reaches out
We're gonna need another druid.
to grab at this plant. And as she reaches down for it, you watch one of the vines lash out and wrap around her arm. And you feel as it starts to constrict.
That is not the right response!
Frostbite.
Let's say, question. Do the hairs do what... I forget the name of the plant, but it's a medicinal plant where if you aren't gentle when you touch it, the spines get shoved up under your skin.
Yes.
At the moment, it has you constricted as the vine has reached out and wrapped around you.
Okay.
I get off my horse.
I'm gonna test
Frostbite.
the strength of it a little bit. It's got me good.
It got you.
You might hurt Karana. I'm gonna chop at the.
It's not friendly.
I didn't see that.
I go to frostbite until Murin tells me to wait.
Well, just because you might hit Karana at that point, right?
So might you.
No.
If you roll a 1, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Do you mean like learn the hard way?
Huh?
Learn the hard way?
Nested experience.
I don't have an axe or anything, but I'll take my greatsword and I will cut out where I know her arm goes to. I will cut
Yeah,
in
you
front
can
of it.
actually
That's
see.
closer,
You can see it through there. I mean, it's not like coiled
How
around.
thick is it? Is it like,
It
is
is-
it a pipe cleaner? Is it a...
Oh no, this is thick.
Is
It's
it a rubber
probably about an
hose?
inch in diameter.
It's a rubber hose.
Yeah, like a garden hose. And it's wrapped up probably all the way up to your elbow.
Thanks,
And you can feel as it's continuing to move.
He wants to see Karana's arm.
It's starting to crawl
Well,
up like a snake.
Feeling...
You go to attack. You go to swing at this.
Yep.
Roll to hit.
Well, that's still pretty good. A 17 to hit.
A 17 does indeed hit it. Roll damage.
Oh boy. So yeah. 6.
6 damage. You do that, and it cuts into the vine really deep, but it does not sever the vine.
That was a bad swing.
Is it enough for me to potentially yank?
Well, there's more to it than that.
I can extra attack.
dear.
You can extra attack. However, this gets a reaction.
That's fine.
I need you to roll a strength save.
20.
20. As you go to draw your weapon back so you can get another swing at this, you watch as multiple tendrils reach out and start wrapping around the blade. You are quick enough to get it back, but you can feel that a second later and it would have grabbed and held onto your weapon.
Karana, what have you done?
You also notice that the vines are now moving toward your feet.
Now can I frostbite him, Murin?
Yes. Just don't hit us.
What are you?
Frostbite.
All right, and you two ladies, what are you doing?
I do have an extra attack if I can take it.
You do, and I will give you that in half a second.
Okay.
I just want to get people's reactions here as this is falling out.
Thank you, Twiz!
Oh god. Alright.
They're gonna throw that one. Yeah, but not for
If
the
you
fireball.
kill my pony,
All of our horses?
No, just her pony.
Yeah, that's how much you
The
care.
rest of our horses live.
That was a... What?
I say that was.
Go until we want a fireball.
I know, right?
I don't want a fireball.
Are you two staying on your horses?
high horse.
I'm staying back for right now.
Okay,
I
Mirren,
am.
roll your other hit.
The thing is on her high horse.
Mirren, roll
I'm
your
gonna
other hit.
On my
stay
low
back.
horse. It's a pony.
Mirren, roll your other hit.
I'm gonna stay back considering
17 to hit.
that I just watched it wrap around Mirren's blade. I
Try
don't
to.
want to lose.
No, it hasn't gotten
Almost.
around Mirren's leg. It
Oh.
only wrapped around her.
No, the blade.
He can,
No, almost the
Tried to
blade.
go around the blade.
It tried.
It tried. It reached out.
And knowing
Yeah,
that I'm
see-
going to be quicker with my strike and just try to chop and get gone.
Seeing
Right.
that, I don't want to lose any of my weapons.
That is 15 damage.
That is significantly more. However, you watch as the vines have shifted and you have caused damage to a different part of the vine.
Okay. But I was aiming for the one around her arm.
Uh-huh. And as you were doing that, some of the other vines have shifted to get in the way.
Ooh,
Okay.
I have a thing now.
That
for-
was... There we go. And you...
Con save, DC 16.
It makes it.
Oh. Okay. In that case, you know what? No, I'm using a lucky point to make it re-roll that.
It makes it more.
Okay, well that was worth a try. Then shoot, I can't do another spell because that was a cantrip. That was an action. I am going to fire an arrow at it then.
You
Or
cannot
no, I
attack
can't.
and
Just
cast a
kidding.
spell.
Yeah, never mind. I sit there and go Mirren! Yay!
Toronto.
I would like to use the blade of my tail
Mm-hmm.
to get into the chunk out of the vine that Mira did and cut it so I can back up.
Whip your tail.
Roll to hit.
I'll whip my tail back up. I'll whip my tail back
Eh.
up.
What would you? No,
That
I'm
was your
using
dex
that.
mod is what you add to that.
9.
Does she
9.
get her
Like sources.
Yes.
4.5.
Okay, so that would be 13.
And you do that, however, it's not very effective. Roll damage.
I liked horses.
All right.
We don't know that she's dead yet.
She's not dead. She's just stuck in the.
Blind Eternities.
Yeah.
3
The
points.
void. The
All
abyss.
right.
Shadow realm.
And I'm
The Shadow Realm.
And I'm
Um,
sucking Ravnica while they figured it out.
With your
Vistra,
strange new
Yeah.
friends.
what are you doing?
I need to make a wisdom save.
Fuzzy giant and a cat
A cat.
lady.
Okay.
It's more confusing.
Of 16.
And what is happening?
Phantasmal killer.
I don't know, your
Yes.
first ally,
Okay.
Nicholas, was a halfling with a freaking palm on his head.
And what happens with Phantasmal Killer?
You tap into the nightmares of a creature you can see within range and create an illusory manifestation of its deepest fears visible only to that creature. The target must make a wisdom save. On a failed save, the target becomes frightened for the duration. At the end of each of its turn, before the spell ends, it must succeed on a wisdom save or take 4d10 psychic damage. On a successful save, the spell ends.
Alright, 1 second here.
So it doesn't do damage yet. But it can do lots of damage. It could do up to 320 damage.
I wonder how that works.
Hmm. What?
It doesn't make the save.
Okay. it technically a creature?
It's a plant.
But it's, I mean,
So would fire be its?
sentient plant?
Is a Venus flytrap sentient?
No.
Is a pitcher plant sentient?
No.
But they both do things that attack and consume
They're-
creatures.
The
So
mean
wondering-
green weather from outer space is
the
sentient.
question is it a Venus flytrap plant or is it a
actual creature.
like vine light type?
Right, and that's what I'm playing around with in my head here.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna hold on to that one. Does anything happen immediately?
No, it
Okay.
wouldn't be until the end of
I'm
its
gonna roll that around in my brain until it comes back around to your turn.
end
Navarre.
of its next turn.
Navarre.
I'm going to pull up my bow
Okay.
and shoot at any of the clumps that look bigger.
It is spread out pretty much evenly across the ground. It is going out like this. The only clumping that you see is around her arm.
Can I see where, like, because obviously there's got to be a
Yes,
point where they all
underneath a boulder about 30 feet away from where she is,
It
you
was gonna
see the
attack us
major
instant
stem.
we rode past it anyway.
Is there one
Got
that's
this.
bigger than the others?
There is one stem.
Can I
and
see
Hey,
it?
Dr. Leach!
30
Hey,
feet
Dr.
away,
Leach.
underneath
Okay.
the boulder, you see a stem.
Okay, I'm gonna try to shoot that.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Leach.
20.
Yeah, we all did it at the
Yes.
same time.
Dirty 20.
Lots of leech trees.
Wait. Gotta get in on this.
Okay. Yes, that hits.
Come on,
9
Echo.
points of damage.
9 points of time. Okay. And you watch as there is a little bit of fluid that starts to seep out of the cut that you made into the stem. And you guys watch as the entire mass kind of recedes a little bit.
Does it start pulling Karana?
It recedes a bit. It's just like 3-4 inches.
I cut it in 2 spots.
Yep, but she cut it right at the stem.
Guys, get the stem. It started to pull back more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When I hit the stem.
It's okay. It's good.
And now it starts to it has its turn, as it were,
We're hanging in there, Leech.
and you watch as the entire mass starts to recede to where that stem was kicking out from the ground, and the damage that you had done to the stem is now under the ground. And I need you to roll the athletics check.
There is a.
There's a no nat one.
You're going
Yeah,
to
there's no
town.
nat ones.
I'm gonna take that, please.
There's still another one.
It's 4 better than.
What'd you get?
Oh, this is gonna be cold.
Woo! Yeah, it is.
7.
You managed to pull yourself away.
Oh. Okay.
As with the damage that he had done to it and the fact that it seems to be retreating a bit, you feel as it starts to pull you and you manage to snap your arm free, and there is dangling
Perfect.
vine on your arm,
Does it continue?
which almost immediately starts to shrivel and wilt.
Huh.
Interesting.
And where are you putting
All
that?
I heard.
In one of my exterior pouches that doesn't have anything in it at the moment.
And when did you buy those?
I've had a couple of
She's-
them. Remember, I have my Sharky skin pouch.
Right, and what else is in there?
Nothing right now.
Okay. So you now have that. And in this situation, what happens with Phantasmal Force on its turn?
At the end of its turn, it must make another wisdom save.
Okay.
If it fails, it takes damage.
In this case, I'm not going to say it takes damage.
Okay.
Mostly because it's technically not a creature, it's just a plant.
Remember to roll 3
However,
dice.
you do watch as the entire mass, especially the extremities, start to curl in, as if protecting itself from something,
6, 8, and 7.
which expedites its retreat off the road. Mirren, this thing, you watch as its tendrils are reaching out to you, and all of a sudden they go and start to curl in all of a sudden.
Do I see the root?
You see where she was pointing? Yes.
Okay.
And
Can I
you
get there
wa-
to 45 feet?
As you watch, the spot that she had cut
19.
has
6.
submerged
I'm at a 20.
a bit. And yes, you can easily get there. It's only 30 feet away.
Okay, I get to it.
Okay.
And I'm going to chop at it. There. And I'm going to get mad about it.
You get mad.
Do it. Just be careful.
Do it.
15 to hit.
Yes. And that is a significant amount of damage. You pretty much sever it. There's just a few hair-like structures that hold it together at this point in time. And you watch as it tries to retreat some more and literally tears itself away.
Okay.
The entire mass starts to wither and wilt right in front of your faces, and you watch as this thing withers away extremely fast. And within 2 minutes, this thing has turned into nothing but a brown, dried up husk that covers the area.
Wonder what that was.
And
It's dead now.
you watch as the heavy rain pellets that are dropping cause the husk to just dissipate.
Really?
Huh. As long as that thing doesn't spread.
I now need a Constitution save from you.
I'm gonna take this piece of plant that I have no clue what it is and put it on my person.
You said a con?
Yeah.
Well, if the rain is doing that to the parts that are dead, what's happening in her pouch?
No.
Pouch of death.
That would be a 13. That's I have a 0 to my con.
You all of a sudden feel something in your arm where it was wrapped around you start to ache
I got poison ivy.
horribly. And you watch as where it was wrapped around you, you didn't see it at first, but this brown stain shows up wrapped around your arm.
That's not henna.
What's henna?
It's a plant used for dyeing your skin in rituals.
Here for the next 24 hours.
Ew, no.
And
Somebody
You
able to do something
feel-
about that?
you feel your arm start to seize.
Neat.
You can no longer you can no longer move anything from the elbow down.
It's a paralytic.
Yep.
One of you spell casters can do something about this?
No. One moment. I need to
Not
check
that kind of caster.
something.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Leach, for 1,000 bits.
Holy crap, thank you, Dr.
Woo!
Leach.
Thank you for the cheers.
Woo!
I mean, cure wounds, but
Isn't there a spell that removes poison or paralysis?
I have a vial of antitoxin. Well, I have 4 vials of antitoxin. Corona, here's a vial of antitoxin that may help. It's worth a try.
Well, I can try something, but it also would knock me on my ass for 4 days, so and do
You know,
nothing.
Go ahead and try. Maybe if we all try to help.
with our powers combined.
Why not try?
Karana, you want me to try? Do you believe in me?
No.
No? Okay.
I believe in you, but we also
No,
need
she
you.
has an idea.
We also need you in good condition.
Give her 2 seconds.
DM, this is a poison, correct?
You don't know.
Okay, because I should be immune to poison and disease now because of
Okay.
Nature's Ward at 10th level.
Okay.
Interesting. Does it hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
Your entire arm aches from the elbow down.
Is it still antitoxin?
Is it still seizing then?
It is paralyzed.
Are there still spines sticking out of my skin?
Not that you can see.
There's just a brown stain.
There's a brown stain from where it wrapped around the arm.
I cast control water and pour some water up for my water skin to use the water as a bandage to like wash around and over her arm, hoping that'll.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. And I did give her a vial of antitoxin.
However, she just explained something very important.
And I'm gonna glance around and go, if it's a poison, this won't do anything for me.
So let me try.
What do you? I appreciate it, but my connection to nature, as powerful as we have become, allows me to be immune to poison now.
So what you're saying is it's not a poison.
I do not know.
If you're immune to poison, then it wouldn't be a poison.
Right. But I mean, it's an antitoxin, not an antidote. So an antitoxin can cure other things other than poison. That's why I gave you antitoxin and not antidote.
She has a point.
It's rare, but it does happen.
Can I drink it?
Yes.
Yes.
That is what it is.
Gulp, gulp.
Okay.
I mean,
It tastes like asphalt.
Yeah.
try it.
Yes, but scientific process here. I'm curious.
Your hand is paralyzed.
I get on my
Take
horse
it.
and I keep riding.
Okay. You watch as she returns back to her horse. What are you up to?
Crap.
I want to give it about 20 seconds to see if
Just spread to her heart and kill her.
To see if it gets any worse, because we've never encountered something like this before. I want to know what's going to potentially happen, so in case we encounter it again, we're a little bit more prepared for what's going to occur.
Right. And in 20-30 seconds, nothing seems to change.
We need to find a paladin.
I am curious though. I would like to cast
I almost did that.
did I take any damage from it?
Nope.
No, you're just paralyzed.
Interesting. Okay, so cure wounds wouldn't do anything for that, most likely then.
Do you want me to
Why
try?
don't you try drinking the antitoxin that you were given?
Because she took it back and rode off.
No.
She
Gave it to you and then walked away.
Okay. Thank you, Elfacare. And I'll take a small sip and see if anything changes.
Immediately, you don't see anything.
Okay.
But you would be well aware, being that you worked for an apothecary, that antitoxins and such take a while for the body to get through
It's not
reaction.
instantaneous.
Yes, it's not instant.
It's like regrowing a leg.
I'll down it and wait an hour and see if something changes. But I would explain to the disgruntled elf that the reason the reason I didn't immediately do it is because out of all of us, I have the best chance of dealing with something like this because of my knowledge, and it makes more sense for me to be the guinea pig with it than anybody else.
Sure. I am quite good with that.
Okay.
I am still riding on.
Besides you and
Okay,
your
you
dwarvish
see Elfikir mounts up and
resistance.
starts to trot along.
It could have been a miracle, maybe. I almost got her leg back.
We should keep moving.
What?
I am not a disgruntled elf.
You
She's a
Yes.
disgruntled gnome.
Could you perhaps explain how you feel you almost got her
Are you
leg
guys
back?
having this conversation?
Something
Yes,
Having
yes.
Standing there?
No, as we're riding.
Something happened. You
This
saw
is
it.
true. Something did happen.
Yes, but there was no discernible change other than you almost killing yourself, pouring energy into a void as you described. Which I'm not entirely sure how you're capable of doing that when you don't. Well, actually, no, technically you can't cast spells now. So.
I don't know either. I'm making shit up as I go.
But no, I would get back up on the horse and continue on, which I am going to name my horse Remembrance.
Okay.
So you remember to stop doing stupid stuff?
No, so we remember to keep them out of harm's way.
Hey, look, Neville, you got a remembrance bowl.
Exactly.
It turns red when you've forgotten something.
Promise. I can't forget.
I can remember what I've forgotten.
All right. About an hour passes, and you do feel an intense pain in your arm now. It is burning. And as you look, you watch as this strange, clear fluid starts seeping out of the brown in your arm in various places.
Can she move her hand?
And as this is happening, you do feel the tension in your arm starting to ease. And while no, it was not necessarily a poison, you start to roll an intelligence to see if you can figure out what's going on.
Ooh.
Are you hovering over her to see what happens?
I would have liked to have helped keep an eye on it.
I'll say it, Dr. Lee.
Just a check?
Yep, just an
That would
intelligence.
be a 20.
A 20.
I'm not wrong though.
And if you want to roll an intelligence, you may.
Oh wait, no, I can't roll because I had a roll, didn't I?
I don't think so. I think there were 3 rolls and 2 were for me and 1 for her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind then. Okay, intelligence would be a 17.
All right, you do not catch this try.
Okay.
Karana, the best analogy that you can come up with is like when a bee stings you.
Oh, so not a poison, but a venom.
A toxin. And not all toxins are poisons.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Because they're not always necessarily meant to kill you.
And it's similar to when you've seen bees, that little gland, and when it pulses, that venom from their stinger oozes out. And it's clear, just like something like that. And it's coming from all sorts of little spots in that brown that's wrapped around your arm. And it is somewhat viscous.
Ew. So my arm is like literally leaking.
It's glistening. And this liquid is seeping out.
Ugh.
Can we not?
And you're gonna hear, oh, this is gross. I'm gonna hold on to the reins with my
Oh.
teeth.
I
I thought she was going to be like,
all of us.
You were
thought
like,
you
to
were
be
gonna put your
fair,
arm in
with
your
all
mouth.
the shit that you have done.
We all thought you were gonna put your arm in your mouth.
Ew.
No.
Coronavirus!
You went. This is going to be gross.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
I'm putting my horse's reins in my teeth.
Thank you for explaining after the fact.
After all of us look at you like, what's
Corona?
wrong with you?
You would know that the pommel on your saddle is used for exactly what you're using your teeth for.
Yeah, but I'm gonna, wrap. And go rooting around for, one of my, is it herbalist or is it,
Are you an herbalist?
what kit do I have?
Herbalist if you're an apothecary.
Yes. I'm going to go rooting around in one of my herbalist kits for an absorbent something
Material?
something or other.
Excuse me, do you have a moist towelette I can use?
She wants a dry towelette.
Right. And she's basically going to be Midoriya muttering at this point, like literally hypothesizing what this thing could be, like going over the why the heck is my hand doing this? This is like comparing it to other
So
stuff.
you
And
wind
like
up-
these
You
are
wind up
scary
doing that,
fingers.
and it takes roughly 5 hours
Really
before your hand is back to normal.
interesting.
And the rest of the day seems to go on just fine. You make camp and you have a moment to take a look at this stuff. However, when you do take a look at it, you realize that the antitoxin has interfered with it, so its natural properties are no longer there.
Huh?
The antitoxin has mixed with the toxin in there,
Oh.
so its natural properties are no longer there.
Darn.
What about the dried piece that I put in my empty pouch?
What about it?
I'm going to carefully.
Stick your hand in it.
No! Carefully!
As you open it up, there is flecks, itty bitty tiny flecks of brown all over the bottom of your pouch.
So is it like enough for like a small handful? Is it like a powder? Is it like
Something your
is
hand in front of you.
it fishy flakes?
It's fish flakes. It's fish flakes. It's ground up
Where
fish
did
flakes.
we lose our fish? You just, and thus you discovered you actually have a bag of devoury.
It's more or less ground up fish flakes.
Yeah.
But we are not equipped for this. But the botanist in me is so curious, and I'm gonna go.
I thought you were an apothecary.
Yeah, but apothecaries have to know their plants, so they could be botanists too.
That was the most adorable way to defend that tale.
Seeing as I didn't put it in like a smaller pouch or whatever not, so it's kind of just spread out. I don't want to have a useless bag, so I'm going to go and just rinse it out and remember this for later.
Yep.
And thank Elfakir for
Nat
her
20.
antitoxin.
Yay, thank you.
That was not pleasant. That was rather similar to the basilisk issue.
All right.
And the death dog issue.
Yes.
Okay,
yes, the Corona has a habit of
Christy
sticking
Miss
her
Fatal
fingers
Pillow.
going
This
and touching things she probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
This is the end of day 5. So we're going
every
into
turn
day
will
6.
So Jessen 13th?
If we're on day 6, the travel will be just an 18.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Sorry. Because we left Jess in 12.
And it's been off and on as you traveled the rain. Today is one of those rainy days.
If only we had a bard to sing to us in this
The
trying
head
time.
goes up.
And we'll have everybody roll a d6 again.
Alright.
Did anybody roll a 1?
No.
Awesome.
see clearly now the rain has gone.
Except it's not gone.
I can see all the obstacles in our
They
way.
got
That'd be
one
weird.
Corona.
The next day rolls around and the rain has cleared up.
It worked!
D6s again from everybody.
That was our miracle.
Hey!
Oh no.
You rolled a 1? Aww.
I'm sorry.
We rolled the same number.
If there's more plants, I'll avoid them this time.
This time.
I'm like,
Not next time, just this time.
I wonder if you could tap the sap from the stem directly.
we're not gonna go.
Nigel,
Yes.
We still approve, Dr. Leach.
as you're traveling along on this next day, shortly after you have broken for lunch, you're digging around in your pack, and you notice, oddly, that there was a quick pain in the back of your hand, and you see a little tiny brown spot show up on the back of your hand. And as you look in your pouch, you see one of the needles from the plant is sticking out of your bag.
How?
I don't
And
envy you.
it's roughly 3 inches in length, and it's tiny. It's probably about 3 times the width of a hair.
No, he's back at the boar's head.
Right. It's about 3 times the width of a hair, and it's just sticking out of your bag like this.
So to clarify, I never took off those leather gloves.
Mhm.
So it
And
went
it still
through.
poked you in the hand.
Ow!
Here we
You
go.
But
never
it
took
was
off
very-
those
it was
leather
very-
gloves from like 2 weeks ago?
But think of it more like
Oh,
this.
that's dirty.
Think of it more like this when you're working
Do you think
with
so?
sewing. and you just barely catch the tip of your finger. It's not enough to draw blood or anything, but it is just enough to. Ow! Don't do that again. It hurt.
I want to very carefully grab the side of it with my gloved fingers and look at Karana. You wanted to study it, right?
Ooh.
This was sticking out of my bag.
Little glass vial.
I go from 3 vials of antitoxin to 2, just in case. Take that.
No, and there's. I mean, it's brief. That brown spot. After you look at it, you're watching it, and you literally watch as this little tiny drop appears on the surface of your skin and rolls off, and that brown is quickly fading away.
So that
just
would
in
make sense
case,
because the multiple
keep it for
spines
later.
on the vine that wraps around your arm, it delivers enough for the injection to actually do its work. Tap.
Nothing else really happens that day, so we are now working on the 20th, which puts us on day 8.
Yeah.
6s again from everybody.
Yeah. Not it.
Not it.
Hey, 3. All of us got 3.
Yay! Okay, I got a 6.
Wow.
I got a 1.
Dang it.
Why do you look so happy about that?
Because I love playing with my new table.
It's like you enjoy my pain.
Yes.
Don't we all?
As you guys
Miss Fatal Pillow, you still around?
Not necessarily your pain, though.
As you guys make your way into the 20th of Jessen, you guys are, after 8 days of travel,
Not nothing.
Is this hurt?
just coming out of the forest about here.
So we're almost halfway.
Yeah, you're just about halfway. You're coming out of the forest here, and as you do,
That's 8 days of travel.
well, I'd say be closer to here, because you are about the halfway mark.
Look at her horse. Her horse is amazing.
As you guys are breaking out of the forest and going into the plains that you know exist between Calm and here, you hear a large commotion to the south. And as you look during your travels, you're nearing end of the day. The sun is starting to set, and as you look, you see 2 large groups of humanoid creatures.
To be fair, Miss Fatal Pillow probably does too.
Yeah.
Armageddon!
You see 2 large groups that appear to be moving toward you guys on the road.
This is so much more fun knowing.
Mirren, what are those?
Oh, look.
As you look, you see what appears to be about a dozen lizard folk running toward you guys, and behind them you see about 16 dragonborn chasing after them. All of them have weapons drawn, and they are about 5 minutes away from you guys.
Oh,
There's a group of lizard folk being chased by dragonborn.
Kill the lizard folk!
At this point, I would say keep moving, let them do it.
Yeah, we don't know who's who.
Yeah, we don't know who's in the
Well,
line.
are the Dragonborn our friends?
Well, that tribe with the laundry cows.
And you should remember that the laundry cow tribe
I wasn't there.
This is their hunting grounds.
is their hunting ground.
And the lizard folk did attack us.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's kill
that's
lizard
true.
folk.
Yeah.
They're about 5 minutes away.
Okay. I'm gonna kill one of them from 5 minutes away.
You're going to kill one of them from 5 minutes away. Using what?
My mind.
All right.
I throw a trident.
I'm
You
kidding.
You spear like 3
Or
of
leave
them
me
in the
here.
ground.
I want you
I
to
couldn't
roll
see you,
at
sorry.
triple disadvantage.
He uses the nat 20.
At triple disadvantage.
There's 2 net 20s.
At triple disadvantage.
And I know that one. You got this.
I invoke my priestess powers.
So you guys are going to stay on the road. What?
They're on the road.
I
Again.
like spread out and barricade them.
I say we put our horses over to the side.
How many lizard folk
A
are?
dozen.
Furk.
A dozen.
There are 12 Furks.
And
I thought there were 16 lizard folk
dragon
and
There are
bars.
Dragon
16
Born. Okay,
dragon
I had them backwards.
And from what you guys recall from the camp of the lizard folk that you had visited, 16 of them is the majority of their hunting party.
Dang.
So
Lizard
something.
folk must have done something
say so-
real stupid.
Something
Get the entire
happened
Dragonborn.
to make them mad.
Okay, why don't we get Arbiter to lead the horses in a different direction and then barricade them on the road?
Mirren, what would you like me to do?
Alright, gonna hop off and look at Vistra. Would you tell your pony to lead the horses a little ways off and wait till we're done?
Just a battle stance and don't use any spells you don't feel like you have to. I think we've got numbers.
Alright. I'll back you up then.
And what are you doing, Vistra?
I'm going to get off of Arbiter.
Get off your high horse.
Well, he's not so high.
Get
Just
off
a
your low
pony.
horse. It's per size for you.
You're gonna get off Arbiter.
And,
Get sandblasters.
oh boy.
I just got the look.
My brain is not working. Yeah, ask Arbiter to lead the horses off to the side. So they're safe.
Oh. Okay. And you hear him whicker at some of at the rest of the horses, and they start trotting north towards a copse of trees.
Okay.
And you guys do what?
I want to summon 8 wolves.
You're going to summon 8 wolves.
Yes.
Okay. So you have 8 wolves that appear around you
And
guys.
I will do 1 to each of the party, and the final 2 on the ends to spread out and flank.
All right. So you're making a huge wall of things for these lizard folk to run into.
Yep.
Are you guys readying anything? Because they are a few minutes out.
Once they're close enough, I would use Shillelagh on my staff and
All right. So when they get closer,
I'm readying greatsword to hit.
Okay. Nagara.
I'm actually going to pull out my bow, and the first lizard folk I see, I'm gonna shoot.
You see 12 of them from 5 minutes
I mean,
away.
like the first one in right line of my sights.
Within range.
Within range,
There
yes.
we go. Because you can see 12 of them.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I will do the same with my light crossbow.
Okay.
I can just go ask them what's going on.
Yeah, excuse me, do you have any crepe bone?
Ilfikir.
I am going to have wall of light in the front of my mind,
Okay.
and if it looks like the lizard folk are gonna get past us, I'm just gonna.
Okay. And Karana, you had an idea?
Yes. I'm going to look at the group real quick. I'm going to go talk to the Dragonborn. I'll be right back. Be shape, and I'm going to fly over to the Dragonborn.
Okay.
And I will skirt the large group of lizard folk.
And what beast shape are you taking?
I am going to take the form of a hawk.
All
Or
right,
no,
so you-
not hawk. Crow.
Okay, so you take the form of a crow and you start flying over toward the Dragonborn. As you do, and while the rest of the party is watching, all of a sudden you watch as the lizard folk break off into 2 groups. And they kind of separate a little bit. And you watch as one group heads a little bit toward the east, another one heads a bit towards the west, and they kind of fan out a little bit. There's a gap of about 20 feet between them as they start to spread, and you watch as all of a sudden they stop and turn to face the Dragonborn. You are just about directly overhead the lizard folk when this happens. Roll me a perception.
What's 13 plus 5?
18.
Okay. Yes.
You notice something strange about the ground in front of all of the lizard folk. And they are standing there, weapons ready, and looking like they're waiting for the Dragonborn to approach. You notice that the Dragonborn are charging straight towards them, and they will reach this strangeness in the ground in just a few moments. You don't see any.
I don't see it.
Dang it.
I immediately start down about 5 feet in front of the Dragonborn before they get to that weirdness. And as I am diving, I'm calling to the rest of the party. I think the lizard folks set a trap in the ground.
Thank you, Dr. Leech.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Leech.
you.
I clap my heels to the horse.
You're not riding your horse. You sent them away.
Mm-hmm.
We all dismounted?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I didn't.
Okay.
That is what I understood.
I say anyone with thaumaturgy.
How far away are we from these lizard folk?
You guys are 2 minutes, 360, 90. I would say you guys are going to be 300, 350 feet away.
Mirren, let's go. Haste on Mirren, and I jump on his back.
How? He's got an entire weapon rack on his back.
I use it as a footstool.
Come with me if you want to live.
I don't know, more like we want the Dragonborn to live.
Dimension door.
Yes!
Okay, where
I
are you
take back
dimension
haste then.
dooring to?
To... Huh?
You're not the one making the decision.
I don't want to put us directly on the lizard folk because it's just the two of us. Actually, wait, no. No. Haste Murin.
Haste!
Dimension door.
I was wondering why you were
I'm sorry. It makes sense.
I didn't want to get. I was like, why not send me?
No, sorry. Dimension door to right on top of the lizard, like right behind the lizard folk.
Right behind the lizard folk?
Yes.
Ilfakir and Naivara, what are the two of you
Makes my
doing
speed
as this
90.
happens?
I'm just gonna double move forward.
Okay.
I mean, if they're only 300 feet away, and my maximum for my longbow is 600,
Mm-hmm.
I want to plink one of them in the.
So you're going to start firing from back there.
Yep, because it
What
was
is that is the maximum. What is the first range increment?
150.
So you would be rolling at disadvantage.
Okay. Darn it! And I'm going to
Run forward.
run forward, and would that mean I can technically move 3 times?
If
Because
you
if I
wanted
use
to,
an
yes.
action as a dash,
If
and
you
then
wanted to, yes.
okay, I'm gonna.
I need you to roll me a dexterity.
This is gonna hurt. Or maybe not actually.
Before I run, I want
17.
Before I run, I want to stow my bow and the arrow and pull out my short swords and then take off.
Okay. You manage to land and not lose your footing. Well, I shouldn't say that. You just send out the message to them and you're flying down toward them.
Like wings tucked.
Yep. You manage to come out of your dive without smashing into the ground.
And I will pop back in front of the leader of the Dragonborn.
As you do that, you hear from behind you some very strangled cries as you don't know exactly what's happening behind you. You appear, and what do you say?
Wait, friends.
Do you speak Draconic?
I do.
Okay, so you say wait, friends. As you say this, it takes a moment for the leader of this hunting tribe to realize what's going on as he's got a weapon bearing down. He manages to hit the brakes.
Thank you.
Some of the rest don't. As you watch, seven of the Dragonborn pass by you in a full run. Mirren and Vistra, you see this without any impediment, as all of a sudden there is this burst of dust and debris, and you watch as seven Dragonborn vanish from sight, and you hear strangled cries and crunches.
No, we don't have the numbers. Well, kind of.
You got this.
It's still 12 or 12.
Vistra and Ilfikir, you see this burst of dust.
An idea what spell I should cast next. I didn't realize it did that. Sorry, continue.
You see this burst of dust from in front of the lizard folk. And it is a large enough plume that you cannot see the rest of the lizard folk behind it. 9 of the lizard folk have stopped, and the leader, Dragonborn, stop, and they look at you, look behind you, and you hear a strangled cry from all of them as they just watch their brethren die.
They dead? Like DED dead?
They're gone.
Dead.
It was probably a pit with a bunch of spikes in it.
You're not sure yet? And you hear a victory cry from the lizard folk.
Oh, hell
Okay,
no.
they're dead.
And
Release the Murin!
Ron is going to curse colorfully in Draconic. And do I recognize the leader of the hunting party?
You ran into
Okay.
them when you were at the
Do
camp.
Do I remember what lizard folk speak?
Lizard.
Do they speak Draconic?
You're
Yes, they
lizard,
do.
Okay.
lizard. Are the Dragonborn sleeping? Crabby too soon.
Oh boy.
Not my fault. It's Chad.
But yes, they are stopped, however, and I'm going to trap. My party and I will assist you.
Then turn around and fight.
We're trying.
Vistra, Mirren.
As this happens and there's the cheer of victory from the lizard folk, I'm going to say in Draconic, and now you die.
Yes.
As you watch about 5 or 6 heads turn, and there is shock on their faces.
If possible, I want to place myself in one of their faces when they turn. Instead of 90 feet of speed.
I'll give it to you.
So as they turn around and...
Roll to hit.
Actually, nat 20.
Okay.
Intimidate the
Okay.
heck out of those things.
Wait, can I roll intimidation?
Sure.
Nat 20.
Ooh, fire.
That's a fire.
That is
It
fire.
is.
Yep. But I'll say the
That's not
over Boarsnet with my 6 words or whatever, I would ask those 2 who are still with my wolves to have them
Hold on to that.
Oh, Crabby, too
Hold on
soon,
to that. I'm going to
babe.
let these 2 finish, because you've already had your chance.
14.
14. There is a shudder that goes through them, but not enough to make them back down.
It's probably more from him than from me.
31.
Damage?
Yep.
Oh, good God. As you drive your greatsword through him, it is very much a hot knife through butter.
Okay.
And
And now you die, huh?
but here's the worst part. You were so quick and you were so right there that as you do this lizard folk is in the middle of saying something and continues to finish speaking
Oh, that's a bad one.
before you even get the chance to finish directly. You got it down to the hilt in this thing's chest, and it finishes its breath and it expels blood as he's talking, and you just
What does it say?
I wouldn't know.
It's not saying much as it was trying. As it was,
Joe.
I am.
right? Ilfakir and Naivara, you have another turn before you guys are within the 150 mark.
Is there another one closer to me? So I have
Actually,
extra
no.
attack.
At the end of this turn, you'll be within 150.
Actually, I have extra action, so I can attack 4 times.
4 times?
He's hasted.
Extra attack, I'm hasted.
3 times.
So it's extra action. And 1 action be multi-attack, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So 4 times.
So I can attack 4 times. Actually, I can attack 5 if I take,
If
Kill
you do
4 of them.
Yep, I'm going to keep swinging if I can keep moving, because I have 90 feet of movement.
We'll give you 40, not 45. We'll give you 60 feet of movement.
Okay, so I'm going to attack the next one. I don't want to use the other one yet. That will be a...
Is that a 6 or a 9?
It's both.
It's
I'm
both.
9.
It's
And
both.
that's
You get a 6 and a 9.
17 to hit.
Yes.
19 damage.
This one's down.
I go to the next one. I just keep going.
Yep.
16 to hit.
It gains an
Yep.
additional action. It is not an extra attack, it is an extra action, Dr. Leach. I just had to look it up.
And with the action, I can extra attack.
Yep, correct.
Nice.
21.
Yep.
That one's dead.
I know I should.
Oh, that was a damage?
That was the damage.
Oh, yeah, that was dead.
I know I should put my contacts in. It starts pushing down up here.
20 to hit.
Yep.
As a slave.
Hey, Thaco. I'm gonna text you quick.
21
Technically
damage.
It says
Yeah.
that action
You
can
wiped through
used,
4 of them.
can be used to take the attack, 1 weapon attack only.
Okay,
Okay.
then in that case, I use my offhand attack. It would be less proficiency.
That's what.
But it was still a 21 to hit.
Yeah, without proficiency, it would be,
yeah.
19
You
to
wouldn't
hit.
But
You
if you
wouldn't
have
have your strength
extra
for damage.
attack, when you
Okay,
take the
so,
attack action on your turn.
17.
17. This one is mortally
I don't
wounded.
Okay,
I would too.
I knock him on his ass.
More or less. There's a huge gash through his chest as you just... You destroyed 3 of them and mortally wounded a 4th
Okay.
before anybody had a chance to move.
She said you guys released the Mirren, so...
Nice. It was awesome.
So with that,
Gotcha.
Ilfakir,
Yes.
you are at this point in time... You guys are at this point in time 30-60. There was 300, so you're 240 feet away.
Okay, I double move again.
Okay. So that puts you at another 60 feet closer, which would put you at 280 feet away. Or no,
180.
180.
Okay, 180.
But that's a double move, so the only thing you have left is a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't do anything till next turn.
Naivara,
I'm gonna triple move, so that's all I can do.
that will put you, well, at this point in time, you're within range to fire.
I switched to my short swords though.
Okay.
Unless you allow me to switch back while running.
You're at 150 feet. You haven't moved or anything.
Okay. Yeah, then I'd switch to my longbow and flank off one of them.
There you go.
Aim for the heavily bleeding one.
20.
Leech, you don't
30,
need to.
20.
You don't need to apologize. We love you.
Yep, no, you're just fine.
We are not perfect, so sometimes we do need reminders.
And I tend to be on the generous side of DMing.
It's a dirty 20.
And my players love me for it.
Yes.
13 points of damage.
That was good.
Another one takes a severe injury from an arrow. Vistra, you feel
Oh, jeez.
as an arrow falls and nails the lizard folk in front of you.
Nice.
Corona,
Can we see the pits yet?
the dust is settling. You can see that there is a large hole covering roughly 50 feet in width and 15 feet in depth.
How much will it take to get around it?
from where you're standing, it's a good 20 feet to go around it in either direction.
That's why they branched off.
Sense. Move.
Lizard folk aren't stupid.
No, I would like to command.
Your wolves have already started moving in.
Okay, perfect. Then in that case, I would like to begin moving around the pit.
Which way, left or right?
Right.
Okay. That side has one remaining lizard folk and one dying lizard folk.
Okay. And I will pull out my staff and cast Shillelagh on it.
Now remind you, you are 20 feet away from them. It's 15 feet deep.
Mm-hmm. Because I have 30 foot of movement, so I can get 10 feet around the corner of the pit.
Okay.
So that would be my movement and bonus action
Vistra.
past that.
Vistra.
Mm-hmm. The one that is dying.
Yep.
Is going to hear a toll of a bell in its head, and he needs to make a wisdom save. Toll the dead.
Hell's bells.
Okay.
I demand Toll the Dead be renamed Hell's Bells.
Oh my
God.
And if I make a save?
Half damage.
Please hold. I don't know because it's a cantrip.
Maybe it's none.
Please
I
hold.
used it for a while as a cooling out, but I can't remember.
It's funny. My brain said release the Mirren. My brain immediately went to the Kurds and went release the Mirren.
It's a save yourself.
Okay, I didn't save.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to know what happens if I did, because I didn't remember.
Go ahead.
Jeez. Nice.
It
It
takes
did.
19 points of necrotic damage.
And you watch as the
The dying.
blood that is oozing from it turns this nasty black,
Ew.
and the body just shudders and stops moving.
Let's see. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to... Yeah, I'll do that. Tell Mirren he can do it.
Yay!
That's fine. As you tell Mirren he can do it, you hear some whistling in the air. And all of a sudden, 9 javelins start raining down from the sky. And
Probably the
Mm-hmm.
Dragonborn.
javelin is a D8, right?
Yes.
No, it's a D6. At least the ones I have written down.
Well,
D6, okay. Oh, nice. You watch as 4 of the
Okay, it is 1d6. Weird. Yep.
you watch as 4 of the lizard folk are struck by the javelins, causing wounds as the javelins pierce through their skin a little bit and land in the ground, with the exception of one that scored a very nice blow as a javelin digs into the back of its leg.
Ouchie.
Gross.
And that brings us back around to Mirren.
How close are they to the pit? Like, are they standing at the precipice?
No, there's about 10-foot gap.
Damn, I was gonna just start pushing him in.
Trying to escape.
I was gonna knock him into the pit.
They're not that dumb.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, give him some of their. Well, you know what? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. There's 4 left. There's the one that's critically injured by me.
Is
that's
dead.
Dead. Critically dead.
Critically
So there's
dead.
nobody left on my side. There's 4 on the left side, and they're all somewhat injured.
There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 6 on each side. You killed 3. 4th one is dead. So there's 2 standing. There's still 2 standing on your side. Mirren, there's still 2 standing on your side.
Okay.
One of them has a javelin sticking out of it.
On my side.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to. Is it the closer one or the further one?
We'll say it's a closer one.
Okay, I'm gonna try to finish that one off with a swing.
Okay.
Nice.
That will definitely hit. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, you didn't miss.
And that'll definitely kill.
How much damage?
A lot. Jeez.
23.
Yeah. You almost bisect the javelin with your attack.
Great. And then I'm going to approach the other one, and I'm going to grapple him. I'm going to pick him up.
Oh, jeez.
Opposed strength. Athletics.
17.
Yeah.
I got him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They may not be dumb, but they're definitely that strong.
So, as I approach the other one, I'm going to just gently toss my greatsword. Just let it fall.
Yep.
Give him some sort of weird feeling, and then I'm going to heft him up.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you drop your weapon and start approaching him, you watch as he takes his crude-looking sword and brings it up over his head like he's going to come down. And as he swings, you are right
I
there.
grab him and I lift him up.
Yes,
And he is just trying, slamming the hilt of his weapon into you, trying to find some way of attacking you.
I walk the 10 feet towards the pit and I throw him in.
One more.
Okay.
Yeah,
Athletics,
get it.
23.
Get it.
And you lob him in there, and you hear 3 sounds.
Oh, God.
The first sound you hear is breaking wood.
Okay.
As your throw is not enough to go straight down on any of the spikes that are sticking up, so he goes through a couple of the spikes. Then you hear the sound of flesh rending,
Okay.
and you hear the gurgle of this thing as it is not dead,
Sucks to
but
be
it
it.
is now pierced
Ah.
by some of the wooden stakes that are sticking out, and it is just sitting there twitching, gurgling. It is not dead, but it is definitely dying.
And I shout, how do you say sucks to be you in Lizard?
I'll repeat it. Interconic.
Jeez.
There is
I was super useful in this fight.
a very
You tasted me.
Yeah.
there is a
Fair.
very strange response from the dragon folk, or the dragonborn, as they kind of look across at you and Vistra.
How much movement do I have left? I had 90.
You're probably got 60 feet left.
I pick up my greatsword and I want to move as close to another enemy as possible.
We'll say you're pretty much closing in on the nearest.
Does that give me a chance to swing or no?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Ooh, well, 17 to hit.
17 to hit? Yes.
I can't add your
I don't
damage.
think you can miss these
No.
guys,
Okay.
sweetie.
Save, check, or attack.
Okay.
It's College of Valor that allows you to do
That
damage.
right, that's what I play. 20.
20,
Points.
and another one bites the dust.
Dun, dun,
There are
dun.
5 of them. There are 5 of them alive.
Just for flavor, if his body hits the ground, can I try to kick it forcefully enough to roll the body into the pit?
You wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
At 10 feet, there's no way you'd be able to kick a body that hard.
Okay.
Ilfikir, you are within 180 feet of them now.
I was 180, so if I move 30, that puts me at 150.
Yep.
Perfect. 150 feet. How many lizard folk are left? 4? 5? How grouped together are they?
All on the left side.
They're spaced out roughly 6 to 8 feet in between each of them,
Fireball.
and they're gapped like this.
Fireball.
Should be able to hit all of them without hitting us.
Where are you centering it?
150 feet out from me, so I should be able to hit them or most of them and not hit Mirror and Vistra.
Center of the middle.
If it's centered on the group of lizard folk, you will hit.
I want to center it and
On
try
the
and
wall?
get as many of the lizard folk as I can without.
But I'm over on the side where they're all dead.
And hit me with it, that's fine.
Okay.
If you have to hit one of
Fireball.
us, hit me.
Okay. So roll me dexes. Vistra, you are safe.
Okay.
I'll use inspiration for this one.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I can take it. Trust me. You can't kill me with a fireball.
Oh, and this fatal pillow with the fireball.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you for the host, Jacob.
Thank you.
The host
yes.
is the most.
Very much, Jacob. Thank you for the host. Fireball does not trigger from you, Miss Fatal Pillow. I'm sorry.
It does for me.
The first one goes off and the other one goes off.
Oh!
Nice.
Wow.
There.
Let's see. 10, 20,
I'm sorry, Miss Fatal Pillow.
25, 30, 32.
30 does.
All right. So, as you...
Mirren, duck!
Quack!
Now, you do roll with advantage on your
I
dexterity
did.
save.
I did.
And what was your dexterity save?
With inspiration and advantage, it was 14.
Is that enough to beat your DC, sweetie?
Probably not.
No,
That's
16.
fine. You cannot kill me with this.
So you take full damage. All but one of the lizard
I'm
folk
fine, trust
is
me.
now standing. And
How much did you do?
Karana,
3,
you hear from behind you,
I still have over 100.
mine.
Did I hear it? I don't
Oh
speak
yeah,
lizard. Was it
Wait,
common?
you don't hear the word, but you can definitely hear the intonation.
Okay. It's
So-
intonated.
So you know that this guy said something very, very powerful, and then you watched as Karana and Vistra both went,
Fine.
And I will look at Mirren. He wants him.
Okay.
He
and
wants it that way.
And you watch as this lizard folk is trying to crawl its way out of this fight. He is looking around at you guys and he sees that gap between Mirren and Vistra, and he is crawling his way that way. And the Dragonborn hunt leader saunters
Ooh, he's sauntering.
around the punji pit, walks up to this thing, and just drives a boot into the belly of this guy, flipping him over, looks him in the eye, and there is no word. You just watch as this glint crosses his face, and from his mouth he issues a blast of lightning.
Oh,
He just Godzilla.
Oh god.
No way.
And does almost max damage.
As we watch the lizard folk's head blow up.
And the lizard folk stops. moving.
He's more of just extra crispy.
Extra crispy.
A crispy critter.
Did you order original recipe or extra
crispy. Alright. And after all is said and done, the smoke clears, the
Took
dust
32 points of fire
settles.
damage.
The other Dragonborn
hey,
are
Cosmetic.
the other Dragonborn are climbing down
Mm-hmm.
into the punji pit and removing their brethren from the stakes.
Are
Any alive? Because
None of them are alive.
darn.
is there any chance of reviving even one of
They
them?
are dead.
Is there any chance of using Revivify on even one of them?
What's the conditions of Revivify?
1 minute, right?
1 minute.
It's probably been more than a minute.
Nope.
No.
Combat
Combat was
18
over in
seconds.
3.
18
That's
seconds.
18 seconds.
Yeah, the entire thing lasted at most 20 seconds. You guys jumped in and went, die!
Well,
Before the Dragonborn had a chance to do anything more than go, alright, and they're dead.
and there's
I mean, Mirren came in,
Mowing through them.
Mirren came in like a hurricane.
Visceral.
I'm sad my
So
warning
yes,
didn't
you
save
have
more of them.
another 40 seconds.
I can only wait. I don't think it's a. Hold on. Hold on. Is there like a mass Revivify?
Not in this edition.
Damn it. There wasn't a previous, wasn't there?
Yes.
Could you roll that?
No.
Yes, very much Fuzzomatic. Toasty! I really wish I could get my voice that high.
Toasty.
There you go, thank you. For those of you who are Mortal Kombat fans.
Unfortunately, that's.
Can I give you rogue inspiration?
Rogue inspiration.
Right?
Mirren, maybe you can help her.
Okay.
Or what about Hakuden?
What about Hakuden?
Hakuden, what level do you have to be to do Revivify?
It's 3rd level spells.
I
So.
do not think I don't think he's got enough.
Because he's.
He's a
part
cleric
cleric,
druid
right?
mix.
Myrinated.
And for cleric,
Myrinated.
that would be 3rd level cleric.
To
Or
get
no,
third-
sorry, 5th level cleric.
Yeah, I don't know if he's that
Is he
high. Let me
5 and
double
5?
check. I might be able to answer
Just
that.
say we can.
If he's got it
message him.
updated, then I can look.
Although I don't know if it's a cleric spell.
Cleric and paladin.
Okay.
Why not? I will try the hell of it and see what happens.
Actually, hold
Since
on.
my party member would not let me try on her, I will try on a dead person.
Oh my gosh,
Try
no,
on
that's
the dead
probably
person.
worse.
Like, let's not.
Why?
No, he's only a 3rd level cleric.
Darn.
I'm not gonna get anywhere if I don't try.
However, he does, after one of them is removed from the punji spike, start casting a different spell.
Oh.
Yes. A
What?
very helpful one that makes it so people don't stay dead for too long.
Spare the
Oh.
dying.
Spare the dying.
Spare the dying.
But
So
you
he
said
starts-
they're already dead.
Right. He starts casting that, and that's when you guys realize they're all dead.
Copy.
Oh, they are all dead.
Yeah.
That's what. Okay.
That's what he learns by doing Spare the Dying.
Is there a corpse that's got nobody around it? Can I kneel down by one of them?
They are being laid out, and
What's Karana?
I finish running up and I put my hand on Mirren's shoulder.
they are being laid out. What was your thought?
I would walk over to Mirren and quietly ask, what can you do?
You might want to quietly ask loud enough for the mic, though.
What can you try and do?
Anything. What are you trying to do?
None of my magics can help here.
How do gods work?
I guess we'll
How
find
are we
out.
supposed to know?
Exactly.
I put my hand on Mirren's shoulder and
I am trying. What's the harm in me trying?
there isn't any.
I have to give you props for the effort.
Well, thanks, I guess. It seems like you've been against it the entire time.
Okay,
I do think
wait
it's
a minute!
You think it's
Vistra, do you remember what we did?
a bit of an odd endeavor.
An odd endeavor?
Yes.
I'm having a hard time hearing
Yes.
you.
Do you remember what we put in there?
Honey, it's hard to hear
No.
Karana when you're talking
Sorry,
like
sorry.
that.
I'm quiet. But you have to remember, Mary, I don't hold to any god or goddess myself. So
That's fair.
The prospect of trying to become one seems a little
That is
odd to me.
True.
That's fair. I'm gonna try. I will try. I will try the same way.
And what are you...
I'm going to focus on trying to find its spirit. I'm going to look out it beyond and see if I can find its being.
Roll me... Roll me a religion.
Well, can I use this? Are you guys opposed if I use the other 20 on the
No,
table?
I'm not opposed. I
Okay.
have a question. Can I use twin spell or dual spell on a spell that was stored in a ring of spell storing?
I don't think so.
What spell?
Revivify. It targets one person, and twin spell
I know
Steve.
what twin spell does.
because I still have. That's what we were freaking out about. Because we could technically revive 3. If I can twin it.
1 plus 1 is 2.
1 plus 1 from the ring. If I twin the one in the ring, that's 2 plus 1, which is 3. I would be willing to expend my sorcery points.
Are you casting Revivify?
Yes, the only other spell that I'm seeing that would work the way I would want it to would be Raise Dead, which is a bard spell, but it's a 5th level spell, and it's not one of the spells I picked.
Right.
Which it's going to be.
And you want to do
Revivify
Revivify from your spell storing ring using sorcery points.
To twin it, yes.
How many sorcery points do you have?
10.
10.
Roll me an Arcana.
I want shite.
Do you want to use a 20?
No.
No, you take it. Because mine would have been 14.
Okay. 20.
Oh, you have a 0.
I have 0 in Arcana.
Okay. You wind up expending more energy going into this than you would normally have to do.
Okay.
It costs you twice as many sorcery points.
Okay. I should still be able to do it.
What, 4? This one spell 2, or?
Well, it depends on the... Let me grab a PHB. Right here.
What was your religion?
Giving her the 20 makes it 14.
A 14?
That's fine. Because you have a better shot of making it work than I do, so.
Well, I'm gonna request the aid of Mirren as I do this.
Alright, so as they're laid out on the ground, Vistra, you walk up, and is it a touch spell?
I believe so.
Okay. You walk up, you lay your hand on one of the lizard folk, and you cast Revivify. And you watch as this glow crosses over the body. All of the wounds start to heal and close up, the blood vanishing, and these little tiny scars appear where the wounds were. And after a moment, there is a breath from the creature. You watch as Ilfakir pulls out the spell from her ring, and her entire body starts to sheen with the exertion from this. But again, you watch the same thing. The wounds start to close, the blood dries up, small scars from where the damage was caused, and a few moments later, breath is drawn into that. Mirren, as you're placing your hands on this creature and reaching out to find its spirit, it is once again an extreme exertion on your part.
Okay.
You feel as though every ounce of your being is poured into this endeavor.
Okay.
The muscles burn, your brain aches, there is a pulsing in your temple like an Excedrin headache.
Oof.
And slowly you watch as there is indeed something in your field of vision.
Okay.
The stars popping in your eyes from the exertion, you can still make this out. And
it's just an aneurysm.
Right? And for a very brief moment, you see this silhouette of the person that you have your hand on.
Okay.
And superimposed off in the distance behind, you see the wolf looking at you. And it still has that same look on its face.
Like, come closer?
Of, when are you coming? Come closer.
Okay.
And with both of those happening at the same time, your vision focuses back on that spiritual form in front of you. And you watch as it looks like it's mouthing something, and then you see this.
You don't, and I try to say, you don't want to come back?
And it vanishes.
I'm impressed, actually.
That's
really
still
Like.
However, you guys watch as after about a minute of Murin just straining there, his entire body falls to the ground. And you are unconscious again.
Okay.
And we will pick up next time with Adventures in Loromir and see how the rest of their journey to Kald takes off and what is going on with this fight between the lizard folk and the dragonborn.
It's no longer a fight.
Yeah, what was a fight?
Slaughter.
You know, I have to say thank you so very much to everybody that's here today. We did a very impromptu gathering for helping out Double Dane, and we more than exceeded what we wanted. I can't say thank you enough to you folks for the help. It will go such a long way for our local gaming store, and you know, it really does show how much you as a community really do help each other out. I thank you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart for what you guys just did.
We love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you from all of us.
Quick shout out to Syrinscape. Thank you for them, for the audio that they do. We will be here tomorrow for Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Woo! Woo!
And you know what? Have a wonderful night. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.